Welcome along, everybody. We are back for 100% action, and we are here in Shanghai tonight then for, of course, the Chinese Grand Prix. So welcome along then to those that are here then, and we'll run through the driver standings, of course, after last week's adventures in Australia as well then. So we're nearly there. We are getting our way through the calendar. Unfortunately, we've had 2 cancellations of the... we're not going to cancel them in the Event League, but we are going to cancel them in real life. It seems so, unfortunately. No luck there in terms of getting the Bahrain and Saudi Arabian Grand Prix on next month, that is now, but we're just waiting for one more to jump into the lobby, and we can get ourselves underway. But yes, as it's China, we'll be lucky for top 5, says Kieran there as well. Then we'll wait and see then how it all unfolds then in this Shanghai Grand Prix as well, of course. And we'll see if Ferrari can go round the outside then of the 2 Mercedes then heading into turn 1. Then we'll find out then after a an epic start then as well. Then it was it was quite a interesting race to start with, and then that safety car sort of nullified things, didn't it, there in the real-life Grand Prix. We'll wait and see then what's going to happen then in the virtual Grand Prix as well then. But we are hoping to get started very soon. And there we go. So, well, we'll wait and see. But bear with us one second. We'll run through the driver standings. And as it is then, after the first 9 rounds then, Kieran leads the way with 165 points there for the Kick Sauber machines. We've got Equaz then up to P2 then with 123 points then, and starting to build some momentum then in the Championship Challenge as well then is Equaz, sorry. 115 then for Vessia then in P3 for the Aston Martin machines. Lewis Riley then in the Mercedes then is P4, with Cam in P5 then for the Racing Bulls. Unfortunately not here tonight then, but is on a bit of a charge himself as well then, is Cam. Tory in P6 then for the Williams outfit, then Legend in P7, Reflection P8, Marky then in P9 as well then, and then we've got the Hungry Styles then in P10, as we'll jump over to the Constructors standings very quickly, as there is the Racing Bulls have taken the lead then after Australia then with 225 points then for Equaz and Cam then after their scintillating form then in the last couple of races, and of course a 2-3 then in Australia last week as well then. Kieran then and of course Kaz then in P2 for the Kick Sauber teams, and 215 then, only 10 points adrift in that second spot there as well. Then we've got Mercedes then with 186 then in P3, as we have got them challenging as well then for the top 3 in the Constructors Championship as well then. Haas then P4 then, Aston Martin in P5 then with Williams P6 and Ferrari P7, Alpine in P8 then, we've got Red Bull and McLaren P9 and 10. But there we are then. We will get rid of that and have a look and see what's going on then in the lobby itself then. And there we go. We'll find out now, as we'll have to get started, I think, eventually, because we're waiting for one more to jump in, but they have not bothered to jump into the session. So there we go then. Right, let's just get the drivers away then, and we will get started then as well. And good stuff indeed. And welcome along then on this lovely Sunday evening to Shanghai. And we'll see how it goes then here tonight there as well then. And good luck to all the drivers. Right. Don't forget the formation lap is off. Right, there we go. Oh, we've readied up anyway. Good stuff indeed. There we go. We can crack on now and get on with it. So there we are. And that is that then. Evening all from Styles as well then. Good luck to everyone, and let's go. Mushroom then, of course, Styles and Mushroom in the Ferrari machinery then are looking to replicate the form then, of course, of the Ferrari starts then, and we'll see what they can do as we get ourselves booted up then and into the Chinese Grand Prix here. Let's see how it's going to play out then tonight then, as we take ourselves through into what is it, Jiading? I'm going to pronounce Jiading. Sorry, I'm pronouncing that completely wrong. It did have it on that bollard right there, or on that wall right there then, didn't it, in the actual Grand Prix, but I don't know how to pronounce it, and I've probably butchered it too much there as well then, so I'm very sorry about that. So there we go. so we can get started now then. And there we are then. We are underway. So, well, we've got it's a bit of an overcast race then, of course, following on from the same weather conditions as the actual Grand Prix, then the same as Australia as well, to be fair. So the drivers don't have to worry about the wet conditions coming in then at any point then in this session, I don't believe, unless Equaz has set the lobby out wrong. But there we go then, as we should hopefully have a nice dry session, but we'll wait and see. And there we go. We are into qualifying now then. Good stuff indeed. And Emerson will win tonight then, says Styles as well then. Goodness me. So we'll wait and see how that affects the the rest of the order as we get ourselves loaded in now for the qualifying to begin here as well then. Good stuff. I'm all sorted, I think. ALR then, one more person won't get points then, says Equaz. Probably me, says Equaz. Oh dearie me. Well, Equaz is not too positive then at the start of this qualifying session. Then we'll see what he can do then. And nah, says Styles then as well then. So Styles then is either agreeing with that or not agreeing with that at all. But there we go. We can crack on now as right, we are underway. Qualifying then has begun, and we will hopefully get some action out on track. I need to turn the volume on so that I can hear what's going on here as well. Then there we go. So we are back underway. We're not back underway, we're starting, sorry. Kicksauber then of Kaz then is going to be the first driver out on circuit, then going through turns 2 and 3. There we are. Both Hasses also out on circuit as well then, so we are going to get qualifying underway here then in Shanghai then and start ourselves off on the journey as we go through then into the confines then of Sector 2, and let's see how it's going to all pan out then. Not sure if we're going to see many overtakes then at this point of the circuit, where of course we saw Hamilton and Russell having a bit of a battle then, didn't we, a couple of times then throughout the race earlier on as well then, so we'll see if that's going to replicate their form, well, as both the Hasses, then I'm not sure what the Hasses are up to then in that background there, but they are going to be deciding who goes first then. But this man on circuit then is Kaz, and he's going to go first then in this session. And we will find out then if he is going to be able to go for that pole position as well then. So stay tuned for that one then as we get ourselves onto the circuit then for the first time then this evening then. Looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out then, and will we see a repeat then of what happened then, or will we see some copy paste then from China earlier on as well. It's a very early race, wasn't it then, 7 AM I had to wake up then for that one, but I managed to wake up just in time somehow, but I missed the Australian Grand Prix. Well, I missed the start of it at least, as Kaz then will take us away then. It was on way too early for me then, so I couldn't sort myself out for that one there. But unfortunately, I had to just play catch up on that and watch it when it came back on as the replay. Yeah, for some reason I decided I was going to get up at 7 AM this Sunday morning then to watch a Grand Prix, and I did somehow. So never mind. So there, that's that then, as we can go through then into Sector 2 then. 24.2 then is the first Sector 1 time on the board then here tonight then in Shanghai. And there we go then, stuff indeed. Brilliant. Rightio then. Well, we'll just crack on then, unfortunately. We've got some evening all then from Serious Mushroom as well there. Mushroom and Hungry Styles then looking to put on a show then tonight there. We'll wait and see then what they can do in this session as well. Then hopefully we'll see them in qualifying as well, you never know. But as we go through then into the spoon curve, that back end trying to step out then on the Kicksauber of Kaz, then heading onto the back straight now, and there we go. Might have cost him a bit of time that, but he's kept it pointing in the right direction, unlike Isaac Hadjar, and that's good news, because he can carry on his lap then as we head through then into the hairpin. Let's see what the first time on the session is going to be then from Kaz as he rounds that hairpin corner. One more to go then to complete the lap then. That Kicksauber is looking a bit rear end happy, isn't it then, as we go through the final corner now then. No gravel then on the right hand side this time. It's a 32.9 then to set ourselves underway then in this qualifying session there, but I think the Haas driver is at 33.0 then from Saratsa. Where is Legend going to go then? He's going to go P3 with a 35.6 then for Legend. And I'm not sure that was a good time then on the books then for the Haas driver, I should say. I was going to say Aston Martin for some reason there. But there we go. As so then Legend then is in P4. Then we've had Emerson do a 34.1, then puts himself P3. Then between the Haas pair, then Vintage also does a 34.7, puts himself P4. Then onto the second row of the grid. Very nicely done indeed. Then from Vintage, we've got a reflection out on circuit. Then that's not a reflection of the beautiful Aston Martin coming through. Then that is the actual Aston Martin, the reflection coming through. Then to cross the line and go P3 with a 33.5. And put himself then on the second row, because actually Marsky's improved to a 33.3, or has put himself up to P3, I should say, then with a 33.3. There's too many threes involved in that one. But has got himself then onto the second row of the grid, then looking pretty strong then is Marsky as well. They're brilliant stuff indeed. Liam is starting off a lap, then he is going through then in towards turn 1. Then where is the Williams of Tory coming through then out of the hairpin now then to the final corner, then burning all of the battery, then all of the fuel, then it's all on this lap then for Tory. Then let's see where it's going to go, and it's going to go P5 with a 33.8, and then on to the third row of the grid there as well. Good stuff indeed. Racing Bulls at Equinox, a 34.1, then puts himself P7. Then we've got a Mercedes of it's Lewis then with a 33.6 then for Lewis. Good stuff indeed as well from Lewis. Evening from Wabstappen as well then, and looking forward to seeing then how this race unfolds. Then 12 minutes left of the qualifying session. Legend, I think, is going around again then. I think he's just on a cruise around this circuit on the soft compound tyres then, but he wants to make sure he doesn't get in the way of that Williams car, which is marked then on his out lap there as well then, so that's all alright then for now. Hungry Stars has made his way out of the pit lane, then he's currently on circuit as well, as is this man Liam, then heading round that spoon curve then. And let's see what Liam can do then on his first outing of this session as well. Then there's yellow flags ahead of us. That's for a Red Bull that's going a bit slowly there. I think that might be Mars coming back to the pit lane. So he is going to roll his way out of the way of this McLaren, I would imagine. I would hope. As we go through then into the last corner then for Liam. Then where is Liam going to go? Because he's been doing a pretty good job then in qualifying trim in the last few races. Then Liam then rounding that final corner to the line. It's going to be a 34.3. Puts himself P9 just ahead of his teammate as well then. Very close between the McLaren drivers there as well then, but both in the top 10 then as it stands. Legend has still not used any battery then, so still having a bit of an issue there. We've got a very slow Williams. That is Tory then, who's coming back to the pit lane. Lewis then also coming back to the pits as well then. And then we've got a Racing Bull of Equaz also making his way home as well. We've got a problem for Liam though. Liam is off the circuit at turn 3, that is, but he's got himself back on then. Not sure what's going on there for the for Liam, but there we are. Legend then is well, he's not improved on his time then. He's done a 36.0 on that occasion. Styles, though, let's see what Styles can do then. He's going to go P5 with a 33.6 then, up to P5, then onto the third row of the grid then for the Mushroom then. And Daniel has retracted it. Sorry, Dom has retracted his message there, so never mind. It is disappeared. So there we go then. Please win, Emerson. That's well, there we go then. Emerson currently P8 then as it stands, but we'll wait and see then what he can do then in the race itself. With 10 minutes to go then to set the grid, there's still time for Emerson to get himself on pole position. So we'll wait and see if that's going to happen as well then. Equaz or somebody else has jumped up the order then. That was Vessia then has jumped up to P7 with a 33.7. Puts himself then in the mix as well then, as time's pretty tight then indeed then as we go through then into the rest of this qualifying as well then. Kieran about to start off lap, the championship leader then, looking to try and retain his top spot then of course in the championship. Then he's been closing in on the he's been closing in then, well, sorry, no, he's not been closing in, he's been closed in by Equaz and Vessia then in the recent results then of course the last couple of races then. But away he goes then to set himself a first time on the board hopefully at the end of this lap. Marky then is heading down the back straight then with the aid of some DRS and battery power then into the hairpin, and no clipping then on this occasion thankfully, or super clipping or whatever it's called, but basically just stupid clipping really, but there we go. as here he is then into the final corner. Then what can Marky do then on his first lap then around this circuit, then up to the line? It's going to be pole position then. Marky with a 32.9 then is only 6 thousandths ahead then of Kaz, but he's put himself ahead then of the rest of the field. Then into P1 then goes the Williams driver, of course, who got himself I think I might have got pole position last week actually in Australia as well then, but he also got the race victory as well then, his first of the season in Australia, and now it looks like he's got a bit of a taste for that as well then, as we head through into sector 2 now as well then. But he is looking pretty happy with that. Then into Ravazza then sending off on another outing as well then. Vess here coming back to the pit lane. So where is Kieran then, the championship leader? Then he is coming round the spoon curve, not using any battery though as well. So Kieran then has backed out here. Then he has abandoned the lap time, it looks like then, unfortunately for Kieran. Then he is done and dusted here. Equinox then in P11 then has also had a bit of a problem somewhere as well. Then he's dropping down with that invalidation at this point in time. Kaz then is also out on circuit, then starting off a new lap as well. Then but Kieran is really slow then on that back straight. I'm not sure he's got some sort of technical difficulty or some sort of issue there for the kick salver then, but the other kick salver heading through into sector 2 momentarily. Then let's have a look and see what the Delta is saying as we cross the line. Then he's found 2 thousandths of a second then, so he's eating into that gap then with Marky. Then if he finds another 2 more thousandths of a second in sector 2, then he could be on for retaking that pole position as well then. Racing Bull then of Equaz is coming back to the pits, I believe. Yes, he is back in the pit lane then for Equaz. Then he's got time then to go again in this session, but unfortunately struggling out there as it stands. And Emerson on circuit as well then, heading through the first few corners, as is Tory. Then he's further ahead. He's 26 thousandths of a second up on his previous time, which will put him into the 33 sevens. But we'll wait and see then what he can do then as we go into the hairpin for the final part of the lap, I should say, then for Srivatsa. Then let's see if there's going to be an improvement on the cards then for the Haas drivers. We flick through into the final corner now, then up to the line. What's it going to be then for the Haas? It's going to be pole position with a 32.6 there for Srivatsa then. Fantastic stuff indeed. And he is looking pretty strong then, 0.3 of a second or so ahead then of Marky as it stands, or just under 2.5 tenths I should say. But Kaz might have something to say about that as well then as we head through the final corner, this time for the kick salve. Then let's see where he is going to go then. It's going to be close indeed. It's going to be a 32.7. It puts him on the front row of the grid. He finds 0.2 of a second and goes up to the front row then. Good stuff indeed then. Marski then starting off a lap, then heading through the first few corners. We've also got Riley then into the final corner. Then let's see what Riley can do then up to the line. Can he find that time as well? Then it's going to be a 33.2. Then he finds 0.4. He puts himself into P4 then on the second row of the grid then. Fantastic stuff indeed. Very good stuff indeed as well. Then Tory then does improve as well by 0.3, then puts himself P6 then onto the third row of the grid then. But we've got more drivers then coming through as well then, and that is Liam starting off lap. There's an Alpine then, I think, with Emerson Hearn back to the pit lane, and a Ferrari of Styles then, starting a lap actually. So he's going to go around and see what he can do on the next occasion as well. Then Emerson coming back to the pit and then abandoning the previous time, it looks like there as well then. So unfortunately then Emerson done and dusted on that attempt. Then he's still got 5 minutes of the session to go though, so he can come back out and go again as well. So we'll go through then. We've got yellow flags for Mercedes, and I think that might be Lewis then, who has just finished the lap. Then he is getting out the way, and we will see who is next across the line then. I think it might be, it's Ravazza then, but I think it's coming back to the pit lane, isn't he then? So we'll see what Marski is up to then, because Marski has found almost half a second then in his previous time as well then, in the first 2 sectors alone then. Can he find even more time then into sector 3 then? Where will this put him as well then? It could put him into the range of the front row then as we head through the final corner now. Then Marski is on a mission, and where is the mission going to go then? It's going to be P3 with a 32.9 then. He finds just under half a second on that previous lap as well, then puts himself onto the second row of the grid then. Very good stuff indeed from Marski then, looking strong. Vintage sets off on another lap as well there. Reflection coming back to the pit lane then, as is it's the kick salver of Kieran then, who's coming back into the pits as well then, is Kieran. So Kieran's having a few problems out there, it looks like then, unfortunately for the championship leader then as well. Then Lewis back to the pits as well then for the Mercedes team. Then where is Liam? Is also coming back to the pit lane anyway, so never mind, they're all coming back to the pit lane apart from Styles. There we go, I found one. Styles then is looking to improve. Where's it going to go then? It's going to be a 33.1, then puts himself P5 then with a big improvement as well indeed. as there's a problem then for Williams then in the pit entry there as well, it looks like. Equaz has started off another lap as well then, but Equaz is seems to be having a few problems there, it looks like, in his qualifying attempts in this current session there, but we'll wait and see. Vintage is further along then. He is heading through into sector 3. He's found 0.2 of a second as well then. That will put him ahead of his teammate and potentially in the mix then with Equaz and Emerson for those P11 and 10 positions as well then as he rounds the spoon curve. Hey, says Kia as well then. Oh, that's Dark Shadow as well then. Hey, from Dark Shadow as well then. Of course, he's trying to get his PlayStation fixed, so hopefully he can get that sorted and he can get himself back in the races as well then. Into the hairpin we go then for Vintage, sorry, as we round the penultimate corner then of the lap then for the McLaren driver. Then where is this going to put him as well? Then he's found 0.2 in the first 2 sectors. He needs to find a couple more. We'll see what he can do then up to the line. Then it's going to be a 34.0 on the dot, then puts himself P10. He finds 3.5 of a second as well then. Brilliant improvement then from the Vintage. The true Geordie himself then is looking good indeed then, as we go back to Styles. I think Styles is on a lap then. Yes, he is. Equaz is also on lap as well, I think, then, as we head through into the hairpin this time for the Ferrari. Let's see, can he improve on that P5 then as well then, because that would put him in the mix then with the likes of Sir Lewis and no, he's going back to the pit lane, Sir Lewis and Sir Leclerc, but not quite then, as Equaz then is rounding that final corner now. Then let's see where Equaz can go then. Tory has retired, he's in the pit lane, he's done and dusted, and Equaz goes P5 then. He finds 1.1 seconds in with a 33.0 then, and puts himself onto the third row of the grid. Very good stuff indeed from Equaz. The problem Equaz has got, I think, is that he is not going to have time to go again then in this qualifying session, so that run then has put himself, he's elevated himself very, very significantly indeed. Finding that 1.1 seconds was a brilliant lap time indeed, but unfortunately he might not have time to get himself back in then and go for another run then in this qualifying session. Unfortunately, there's a lot of drivers coming out on track now, so that is that then, unfortunately, for Equaz's qualifying. Then can he stay P5 then, or will there be some other drivers then to displace him then out of that P5 position? Then we'll wait and see. But so far so good then for Equaz. Then looking strong. Then Tory is done and dusted in qualifying. Oh dear, we've got a very wide car then going through. I'm not sure who that was exactly, going through in sector 2, but okay. Good stuff. Right, Vintage is coming back to the pit lane as well, so I think Vintage's qualifying is done and dusted. Then P11 at best then for the McLaren driver then, as of course Equaz improved to knock him out of the top 10 then as it stood, but of course we've got some more times to be done as well then, and Serious Mushroom has once again forgotten how to get himself out of the pit box into the qualifying session there as well. Nothing new. So Equaz, unless he's not got much fuel on board, unfortunately, then as Equaz, so he's going to have to come back to the pit lane, and that will be qualifying done and dusted for the Racing Bulls. Then Vintage has retired in the pits as well. Then, so that is him out of done and dusted in this qualifying session. Then Lewis then will start off the final flying lap then here in qualifying, or final flying laps. Sorry, with multiple of them. Good evening, everyone, as well. Then from. Oh, sorry, I can't read your YouTube name. From David, there we go then, and there we are then as well then. Thank you very much as well from that as well. Scraps says Equaz as well then, P5 then at best then for Equaz in this qualifying session. Let's see what he can do then in the race as well then. Of course, he's not been displaced by anybody just yet, as Mushroom has retired from qualifying as well then. So there we are then. Don't forget then, everyone, that the formation lap then will be off for the start of the race then. So once you've selected your strategies, then don't ready up in too much of a haste, because we of course have got the formation lap off then as well. Then we'll go straight from the strategy screen then to the 5 red lights as well then. So there'll be no time for me to have a quick drink and refuel myself there. There we are. Right. Lewis then has found 0.3 of a second then in the first 2 sectors, and he is looking to improve into the 32s as it stands, and looking pretty good as well then. As did everyone watch the Chinese Grand Prix then, says David as well then. I did. I don't know about everybody else, to be fair, but I definitely I did stay awake for the whole thing, to be fair, which was which is quite unusual for me, to be honest, but there we are. Right then, Lewis into the hairpin then to finish off this qualifying session then. Let's see where he's going to go then, as the Mercedes driver is looking to improve on that current P7 position, and he is going to go, well, we'll find out now as he rounds that final corner then, keeping just about within track limits there as well, then up to P3, 3.5 tenths improvement or so, then 32.8 then for Lewis Riley then is on a charge then, isn't he? Fantastic. Kaz then next across the line. Kaz is on pole position then as it stands then, looking good indeed, but what can Travazza do? He takes back that pole position here. Fantastic. And we've got the next Haas driver of Legend then. Legend improves to P10 with 33.6 as well then, goodness me. Liam as well crosses the line. He's going to stay P14 for now then, unfortunately for Liam. Then it's going to be Reflection up to P8 then with a 33.4, and then Marsky then crosses the line. He stays P5 then. We've got an Alpine machine then, that's Emerson, then he goes P12 here with a 33.9, and they're all tumbling in as well. Now Kieran has crashed. Fantastic. Right then, great stuff indeed. Vessia then is looking to improve, but he stays P11 as well then. So Kieran with the old sandbag says XYZ unfortunately couldn't get a time on the board in that end of that qualifying session, and there we are. Was a good lap then, says David. Well, very good times indeed then. Yes. So Srivatsa then back on pole position by 35,000 of a second to Cows as well indeed. So that front row is pretty tight indeed. Then Markey then improved back to P3 ahead of Riley in P4. Then Marsky P5. Equaz in P6 in the end, and did get displaced by one more driver. Then he's on the third row of the grid though. Hungry Styles P7, then Reflection P8, Tory in P9, Legend in P10, Vessia, Emerson, Vintage, Liam, Kieran and Mushroom then. And of course Kieran and Mushroom didn't get a time on the board then in this qualifying session. Right then, drivers will now choose their strategies. And we will be able to get underway straight away then. No formation lap then tonight. Then we will be getting the strategies loaded. We're getting everything set up then. And we will be underway then for the race itself then. And we'll see if it works. Because, yeah, we're only doing this as a test really, aren't we? But yes, if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work, then we'll go back to the drawing board on that one. But, yeah, we've got to give it a go. And see how it plays out then as well. So once the drivers then sorted out their strategies, then getting everything in the optimal zone in terms of pit laps, fuel levels, all sorts of things like that. Sorting out the last little bits of tyre pressures and that sort of thing as well then before we can get started, and we will be underway then in Shanghai then. Like earlier on today then, a nice overcast start to the race as well then. I think it might be a bit sunnier than in the actual Grand Prix, or it was a bit sunnier in the actual Grand Prix, but yeah, we've only got the limitations of whatever weather we've got then in the game itself. But there we are. We can't customize it too much, can we? But there we are. So we've got what we've got, and you get what you get, and you don't get upset. But there we are. Right. Once the drivers then have got themselves all set up and sorted, we can crack on then with the formation lap as well, or not formation lap as well, I should say, sorry. I've already confused myself. No formation lap then, we'll crack on with the race itself, straight into the mix and straight into the action as well then as we go through then into turn one then. Let's see if there's going to be any big moves then into turn one. Will the Ferraris then skate through and up to P1 and 2 around the outside of the Mercedes? Then we'll wait and see. But we'll just get ourselves sorted then, and eventually we'll be able to get underway for the start of the Grand Prix then in just a jiffy. But whilst we're getting all that sorted, we can just have a chat about what we're going to eat for dinner, or what we've already had for dinner as well then, because I haven't had anything just yet, and I'll be looking forward to having something nice when this event is over as well then, because I can now I can just relax and chow down. I've rambled on for too much then, because we've got the 5 red lights on in Shanghai, and the 5 red lights are out, and away we go then. It's a good start. Well, it's a good start for one of the drivers then. Not sure. There seems to be a few issues out there then, and I didn't get the telemetry up either then, did I? So there we go. That's terrible stuff indeed from me. And there we are then. We've got, what's that? We've got the problems there. Penalties. Drive-through penalties then for Srivatsa then and Markey as well then. Both of them having issues off the line. It looks like then, unfortunately for the Haas and the Williams drivers, they're going to have to serve those drive-through penalties then in the pit lane, of course, then as we go through then Reflection challenging Tory for P7, then down the inside, then into sector 2 then, but they're close, they're still side by side, then through into the next corner as well, then they're still going to be side by side, and Tory I think has just snuck back into P7. There he is, yes, he's up to P7 now, and holds the position. Then Styles, then P9, then Vessia in P10, Legend in P11, then Kieran P12, then he's gained 3 places, then Emerson has lost 1 place, then Liam held station, Vintage down to P15, then Mushroom in P16 for the Ferrari driver. But he's having a bit of a slower start than Mushroom, waiting to see if he can get his way through later on in this race. Then, so Srivatsa and Markey then have got drive-through penalties then after that start then as well. Then it didn't look like there was any ghosting out there then, which was the whole reason for the formation that being off as well. Then, so we might be having to make some other drivers aware of that as well as we go through into the hairpin. Then that was Lewis Riley then shaping to make a move. Then Equaz has gained a place then up into P5. Tory is trying to get himself past Marvsky, and there's elbows out there indeed then between the Williams and the Red Bull. Looks like then into the pits comes Srivatsa and Markey then to serve those penalties. Kaz has set the fastest lap of the race, and of course these two have not got across the line just yet then, but now they have, and they'll be back underway then very shortly indeed then. Not sure what's happened to Mushroom then, he's going very, very slowly indeed. So hopefully he'll be all right then and get himself underway then in this race very soon as we go through then into lap 2 now. Kaz leads the way, then Lewis then in P2, then Equaz up into P3, Tory then P4. Marsky's held station now, of course, but he's now got a bit of Aston Martin in his rear view mirrors, and that is Reflection then looking to get himself into P5 soon. Hungry Stars in P7, then Vessia into P8, then Legend P9, Kieran P10 then rounding off the top 10, then Emerson in on the case as well, then in P11. Then as we go through, then Liam has dropped off the back already, then slightly then with Vintage in P13. He's on the hard compound tyres. We'll have a look at the tyre situation in just a jiffy then. Mushroom then is he's not having a great start in this race, unfortunately for Mushroom then, but hopefully it'll come back to him as well then. Srivatsa then in P15 now is trying to get his way back through then, of course, but we did warn the drivers of formation that was off, to be fair, but unfortunately both of them have had to serve a drive-through penalty. Then they are not too far away and could get themselves back in the mix quite quickly indeed as we head down the back straight. We head down the back straight into the hairpin, then Kaz still leads the way, then Equaz looking for a move now on Lewis, then so rolls of reverse there as we head into the end of lap 2. Then Vintage has passed his teammate Liam for P12. Hungry Styles has passed Reflection, or has he? Because Reflection's coming back at it, then into the final corner. It's going to be tight indeed through there then, but the Aston Martin is ahead and up into P6 now, but can Styles charge back through then in towards turn 1? I think he's too far behind. Then Lewis has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. I've missed it completely, but Lewis then leads then into lap 3 now as well. Then Vess here and Styles are passing each other then as well. Then there's all sorts of things going on there as we head into turn 3 then, and we've got 2 Aston Martins, a Ferrari and a Ferrari engine Haas as well, and of Legend in the mix as well, and of course a Ferrari engine Kick Sauber as well, to be fair. So they're all in the fight there as well. Then both the McLarens then are slightly adrift of this train as well. Then Mushroom as well is having I'm not sure if he's having issues there, but he is not having a great time, unfortunately. Then Srivatsa then and Markey then will be catching up very quickly indeed as we go through then into sector 2 on lap 3. Then we've got a look at the tyre situation. So completely not having the formation, that means I don't know what tyre it's started on either. But there we go. Then Kaz has opted for the hard compound tyres, so that might be why he's lost out then to Lewis then with the extra pace then on those yellow wall tyres then for the Mercedes driver. But of course the hard compound tyres will be the better tyres to come back out then as well. Then back to them in terms of the race strategy, in terms of the stint then as well. Then we expect, we did see that in the actual Grand Prix as well, didn't we, there as well. So there we go, both Kick Saubers opting for the hard compound tyres, both McLarens also opting for the hard compound tyres as well then, so that might be why they're struggling at this point, getting those tyres warmed up. Then Reflection takes P5 then away from Marsky into the hairpin then, and up into P5 goes the reigning champion, of course, then. Reflection then looking to fight back then as well as we go through into lap 4 now of 56. Then we've got Legend and Kieran having a bit of a battle as well then into the final corner. Legend then holds on to P9 then as well, then Kieran all over the back then. Well, now he's alongside as we head down towards turn 1. A bit of a bump there as well. Then looks like then as we go round the outside at turn 1, then can we make it stick then for the Kick Sauber driver? Then no, not quite. Then Markey sets the fastest lap of the race. Then they are coming back at the rest of the field then at a great rate of knots indeed, it looks like, with those fastest laps tumbling in for Srivatsa and Markey. Then they are playing catch-up, of course, after the drive-through penalties. Then let's see if they can recover as well then, but we will find out then as the race develops as well. In terms of the strategy, we'll have to find out what that's going to be as well, as we all go through the same motions as normal commentators, then trying to figure out what the drivers are going to be doing in terms of the strategies. There we go then. So Kieran and Legend very close on track there as well then, but they were having a bit of a fight, it looks like, into the hairpin then on the previous lap. Now they're trying to keep catching up, I should say, then to the top 8 then. As it stands, there's a bit of a gap between Reflection and the top 4. But of course, I think Reflection then has actually brought that gap down slightly then, so the Aston Martin then is working then to try and bring that gap then back into the contention there. You can see the gap between the Williams and the Aston Martin. Then we've got more challenging going on then as well. Then here comes Kaz. Then can he make a move into the hairpin? No, not quite then. Lewis holds on to the lead then into lap 5. Well, it looks like he will do as we go through then into that final corner as well now. There you can see the aid of the DRS then bringing the gap back up then for the top 4 then compared to Reflection. Without that DRS there, Reflection's going to be under pressure then from Marvsky and his teammate Vessia as well. Then we've got Styles then who is hanging on as well then with the aid of the DRS. Then we've got Marvsky going back through then into P5 and passing the Aston Martin driver then, and Vessia's going to sneak through on Reflection as well then down the inside at turn 2, and he's taken the place then. So Reflection, was there a bit of team orders down there then, or was he just out of the battery then, out of the power to try and defend those places as well then into sector 2 we go now. Vessia's on the charge as well then, looking to line up a move on the Red Bull, but he's too far back then, and now Styles is going to charge into this mix as well then. He's now all over the back of Reflection, so Reflection might have used up a lot of the battery there to try and defend or try and keep hold of that P5 position, but is now lost out to Marski and his teammate, and that has been costly indeed. Then Legend is almost sliding through sector 2 then, and that's going to be bad news indeed for the medium compound tyres on that Haas car then. Emerson has caught up to the pack as well here then. Mushroom's back underway, I think. Then he's now playing catch up then with the McLarens then as well. But we've got Srivatsa and we've got Markey also in the mix as well here then, and they're going to be trying to chase through and trying to get through the pack as quickly as possible. Then Liam is starting to struggle on the hard compound tyres. He's had an issue somewhere because he's lost a lot of time to his teammate as well out there. Out in front, I think we might have a change of position here then, as Kaz is going to go for it. Is he going down the inside at the hairpin then? I think he's going for it. I can tell he's going for it because he's going to go side by side. And now he has taken the lead of the Grand Prix then, heading through the final corner then onto lap 6 of 56. And if we go through then, I think Lewis might be looking to fight that back as well then, heading through now onto the straight then. And Equaz then stepping out of the dirty air then to avoid all of that as well then. But Lewis can't sneak back through and stays P2 this time then as we go through turn 2 and 3. Marvsky and Vessia are having another fight then as we go through into turn 1 and 2, and Marvsky holds on this time to P5. Good battling there indeed as well then. Both Aston Martins then are being the aggressors then, chasing after that P5 position. Then Styles is catching up as well. Then he is all over the back then of Reflection. Then we've got Legend, Kieran in P10 then, and Emerson in P11 then, that are in this fight then all the way up to P5, and well, they are certainly challenging indeed. Let's just put it that way as well. As we go through here then, we expect that the hard compound tyres will start to become the better tyre. Then Mushroom and Srivatsa, no, Mushroom and Markey, sorry, have switched places. Then Markey up into P15, and he's got himself past the Ferrari car, I should say then. But they're now caught up then with Liam as well. Then Liam heading through into sector 2. Then there is Srivatsa then looking to get himself another position as well here. Then Markey then also in the mix as we go through. Then a lot of them harvesting battery then going through into sector 3, and Markey, I thought he was going to be late on the brakes there then, but well, he was late on the brakes, wasn't he then? And Mushroom's gone a bit long then. I think he might be having some technical issues there as Mushroom, because he didn't have a good start to the race then, but he has now got himself back underway, I think, or just about at least. Then here comes Srivatsa then on a charge, and he is looking to line up a move for that P13 position. We've also got Styles and Reflection having a battle then for that P7 and 8 position, and Reflection, is he going to hold on then? He just about holds on. There's a bit of contact between the two cars as we go through onto lap 7 there. Srivatsa's got through then, passing Liam. Then Mushroom's passed as well. Then all of them have got past Liam, unfortunately. For Liam, that is. As Hungry Stars has lost out now to Legend. Then Legend is seizing the opportunity then down the inside at turn 1 and has taken that place. Then Liam has retired. He's in the pit lane. Oh dear, what's happened there then? Well, Liam's out of the race then, unfortunately there. So, well, he's in the pit lane, so he must have had some other issue then as well, then has Liam then. But unfortunately, calling it a day in the pit lane then is Liam then, well, which is good news for everybody else because they all score points now in this race. Oh goodness me, that's Kaz then. Oh wow, Kaz has gone for a massive spin then through sector 2, and he's reset the track then as well. That's a penalty coming Kaz's way as well for an unsafe rejoin. And he is rejoined then, and that is, who is that? That's Hungry Styles that he's rejoined with as well. Then he's put both of them into the wall then, Kaz and Hungry Styles in the wall. Safety car has been released now. And what's happened there then? Hungry Styles can't find a reverse there as well either. Kaz then has got severe damage as well. Then Styles is just about out of the barrier, I should say now. But a safety car released then after whatever happened there. Then Kaz then with a very unsafe rejoin then has caused the safety car, I think, to come out here in China then around about the similar sort of lap time as we had in real life. But there we go. Maybe they're just trying to do that then as we go through then into the end of lap 7. Then safety car has been deployed. So Styles then and Kaz are going to have to come in to fix their vehicles for sure then. Mushroom then is up to P13 then, but I'm not sure Mushroom is aware of, I don't know if he's in the session, to be honest. Yeah, we'll wait and see then as we've got more pit stops then. Pit stops out in front then. We've got 2 that are carrying on, or 3 that are carrying on. There's a few actually carrying on here, never mind. So pit stops then. Kaz has got a 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Serious Mushroom now. Oh my goodness me then, what is going on down at Kaz's station there as well, and lots of pit activity. I think you'll have to serve the penalty in the pit lane obviously, but I'm not sure what is going on down there then. Mushrooms in the pit lane. Hungry Styles is going to have to double stack behind his teammate. He's going to have to get that new front wing on as well then, unfortunately for Styles out in front then. So Lewis Riley then, Equaz, Reflection, Legend, Kieran, Vintage, Srivatsa and Markey have all carried on then. So the highest runner who has made a pit stop then under this safety car then is Tory then in P9 then. He's behind his teammate of Markey as well there then. Interesting, very interesting to say the least. Let's just say that then. But we are back underway then. Kaz then out of the pit lane then has served the penalty as well then. So at least it's been sorted then for, at least it's been sorted now for Kaz, I should say, after getting rid of that 10-second penalty as well then. Mushroom then into P13 has got himself a new set of medium compound tyres then, and we can crack on. And it won't be too long, hopefully, before the safety car will peel back in. And there we go then, goodness me. Right then. Oh dear. Marky is swearing at me in Discord. I'm not sure what I've done there. Right then. Right, well never mind. Okay, goodness me then. Well, that's good start then. What happened to formation lap? I was messing around first lap then, says Mushroom then. An evening from Styles as well then. Well, formation lap was off, so because we're doing a test, and I think it worked as well, to be fair, and it was put in the Discord as well then for everybody, so that we could make sure that everyone was aware of it, although unfortunately for Srivatsa and Marky then, they got rifle penalties as well for it, so there we go. Srivatsa has passed Vintage. Vintage is in the pit, that is fine. So Vintage is going to decide to make a later call then. He might lose out a few places here as well then, but of course he will be on slightly fresher tyres as well, which might be the goal then for the McLaren team. Then hard compound tyres going on again then for Vintage, and he will come out when Kaz is back in the pits. So Kaz is coming back into the pit lane then to service the car once again then. Hopefully there's no technical issues there for Kaz then, but Vintage will come out behind the 2 Ferraris. Kaz then back into the box then is going to decide that he is done and dusted with the medium compound tyres already, and is going to go for a new set of medium compound tyres. So that's a very interesting call then for Kaz. It's a very slow stop. Oh, it's a front wing change, that's why. So they didn't change the wing then in the previous stop there. So Kaz then has opted for another set of medium compound tyres then. Evening Styles then, freaking new from Styles. Alex, please read again then. Evening all, sorry, from Styles there. Good stuff indeed. So there we go. Right then, Kaz then is back out of the pit lane now, and he is ready to go. And hopefully we can get ourselves underway in just a jiffy as well. Then Kaz then is just to catch up to the crocodile of the safety car queue, and then we can resume. And hopefully we'll do that with safety cars as well. So there we are. Right. Good stuff indeed. Here we go then. It might be a very late call actually, but potentially it will go on for one more lap, in which case I need to go and grab a drink because my voice is dying. But if it carries on then we will have a quick pause to drink for a drink break, and then I will be back then for the restart. But it's going to be, it could be a late call. Oh dear, this could be a very late call indeed. I think he's going to carry on then, is Burnt Mylander then as well then. Yes, he is. Right, 2 seconds, I'll be back just after I've got a drink, because I am about to die and I'm going to keel over then whilst I'm trying to commentate. And of course it happens whilst I'm away that Lewis nearly crashed into the safety car like there. So goodness me. Yes, there we go. So Lewis was he sort of scampering off there at turn 1 then. Equaz then very kindly let him back through, but I'm not sure what was going on there then, as Lewis then just went straight on almost at turn 1. But managed to get himself back on the right stuff then into the next part of the lap then, and lap 10 then is going to finish then under safety car. Then I believe it will be the final lap then under safety car as well. Then we'll be able to get started then, or restarted for the race itself. As we head through sector 2 then into the final sector then, and then we'll see that safety car in this lap sign pop up, and we can get back underway. As there we go then, as yes, I'm very much misread that. It was Eving all, a good Eve from Styles there as well then. Safety car I believe is in this lap then, so Lewis then will lead us away for the restart. It's not too difficult for the safety car to get himself out of the way then, because there he is, heading through the spoon curve then, and he's got one long straight then, one more corner, and away he goes then into the pit lane. So we will be able to get started very soon indeed, as just waiting for Burnt to get himself parked back up then and out of the way, and hopefully we don't see him anymore then as well. And Lewis has got a pretty sizable gap there to Equaz, as we head through then into the hairpin. Then that safety car is not out of the way just yet then, so Lewis cannot go just yet either, as we head into the hairpin corner now then, and we'll wait for the safety car to peel into the pit lane, and now we can get going then. When will Lewis floor it then as we go through the final corner there? And he's going to go right to the line then, is Lewis then, so that's going to be very horrible stuff indeed. And there's Aston Martin going very wide there as well then, and that was a horrible restart indeed then from my point of view, as Kieran's got himself past Legend then as well then, or has he, because Legend's fighting back then through turn 1 and 2, and Legend's gone past Reflection there. Legend with a fantastic restart then. Looked like it was a bit bogged down then, but he's got himself past then, and the Aston Martin's got in the way then of the Kick Sauber heading through there as well. Then we've got Vessia and Tori. Then Tori's passing Marsky then, so Tori now on a charge then with his Williams teammate then, although they're not in the same liveried cars, then he is flying then, and into the hairpin we go. There's contact there. Goodness me, there's all sorts of anarchy going on there, as Vessia then and Emerson are in the mix as well. Then Emerson trying to get himself past, as the Aston Martin's got the inside line then, heading into sector 2. It's going to be close indeed then. Markey and Tori, then Tori on his fresh tyres then, was very keen to get past his teammate then, but went into the back I think of the potentially the Haas ahead of him now. I'm not sure exactly who it was there in sector 2 then, in the hairpin there. Out in front then, Lewis still leads the way, then Equaz P2, then Legends up to P3, Reflection then in P4. Kieran P5 and Travatsa in P6 and Tori in P7. He is the highest of the runners who have made a pit stop under that safety car. Then he'll be looking to use the benefit of those fresher tyres as well. As we head down the straight, then Lewis is weaving all over the place, and that's going to be problematic indeed for Equaz as well. Then as we head into the hairpin corner now we've got some pressure on from Vessia heading into that hairpin now. Then Markey trying to hold off then the attack then from the Aston Martin, goes round the outside. There's contact there with who is that with? I'm not sure. It was Tory, I think. Goodness me, what's happened there? As we head through into the final corner now, then Emerson has snuck through into P8 then as well. DRS has been enabled as we head on to lap 11, sorry, I should say. No, it's lap 12. So there we go then. Heading into first turn then, Marvsky, is he going to dive down the inside of Vessia? Then no, not quite. Then he stays. Well, he's going to get the inside line now. Then there's contact, I think, slightly between the two cars. Then as we go through into turn 2 and now turn 3, it turns to the inside for the Aston Martin driver, and then he keeps hold of the place for now, I think. Oh, it's going to be tight indeed. Both of them making contact through there. Kaz then is caught up as well. Then on the medium compound tyres, then he's looking to get himself past Marvsky. Then goodness me, there's more contact. Oh, there's all three of them trying to go through a hairpin there. Goodness me. My God, then, oh no, oh, this is going to get tight indeed then. Marvsky, I think, backs out of that very wisely indeed as well, because he knows that is going to be costly. And Kaz has gone for a spin once again through sector 2 then, and no, once again I thought he was going to collect another Ferrari there, but thankfully avoided the issue then as well then. Goodness me. And a frantic restart in this race, it seems then, for all remaining drivers in the field then, as we go through then into sector 3 then onto lap 12. Everyone within DRS range apart from Vessia, then Vessia and Marvsky then once again then having a battle, this time then through Spoon Corner, and Marvsky then has been passed then by the kick Sauber. Then as we go into the back straight now, then DRS is available for the kick Sauber. Then Marvsky trying to fight back here as we go down towards the hairpin. Then is he going to be able to take the inside line? Then Kaz locks up then almost into the back of the I should say, of the Aston Martin ahead. Then Serious Mushroom on a challenge then with Marvsky as well for that P12 position as it stands then, as we go through onto lap 13, and wow, it's all action then. Styles has passed his teammate then, maybe, oh no he hasn't, because Mushroom's going to fight this one into turn 1 then round the outside then as we go through here. Then Kaz has taken the place away from Vessia, I think, just about as well then, up into P10 now, as they've got a lot of work to try and catch up to the top 9 then as well. Then they have started to scamper off into the distance for the time being. Then those who have not pitted have been caught up then by Tory Emerson as well, then up into P8 now as well, as technically in a net P2 position here. Great work, Emerson, then says Dom as well. Then yes, I've noticed that just as Dom put his comment then as well. Then it's P2 or net P2 as well then, because he has made a pit stop then in this race. Then of course the question is, can he do what they did in the real life Grand Prix then and take the hard compound tyres to the end of the Grand Prix from here? It's going to be a bit of a tall order, I think, then, but there we go then. And as we go through then into sector 3, then Equaz then is up into P2, then looking to line up a move for the lead of the Grand Prix now, then heading on to the back straight. And here comes the Equaz, here comes the Racing Bull. He's going to have DRS to play with as we go through into the hairpin. Then he's closing in, he's going for the outside line, and I think he's got it then. He's taken the lead then into the final part of lap 13. Good stuff indeed. Kaz then has caught up to the DRS, I think, just about of the top 9 then, and might be able to get himself in that 1 second window then as we head through the final corner now. And yes, he has done then. Good stuff indeed. Then Vessia then P11 as well. Then Marvsky in P12. Then Hungry Styles P13. Mushroom P14. Vintage as well then on the hard compound tyres P15. Then Kaz has set the fastest lap of the race, I should say. As we go through now then into lap 14, then flying through, then we've got everyone filtering through nicely, I think. Goodness me, that's a lunge indeed from Vessia then to try and hold on to the place then as well then. And Marvsky, I don't think, is going to be too happy with that one then, as he's going to try and fight back then into sector 2. But Vessia then very late on the brakes indeed then into turn 3 then, wasn't he there? And we just saw that from the downhill angle as well then, and Vessia then is losing ground with all of this battling as well then into Sector 2, then he's losing ground on the top 10 as we go through here. And there are both the, well, there's one Williams, I should say. That's Markey, then, who's done the longest amount of time, I should say, on his medium compound tyres after not pitting under the safety car period. Then he is under pressure now from Kaz, who has pitted under the safety car. And you can see the difference in the tyre life there as well. And that will be a big difference in terms of the tyre speed and the car speed over the lap as well, of course. Heading on to the back straight now, then we've got Equaz leading the way, then Can Lewis fight back for the lead of the Grand Prix, then Legend also in P3, then Reflection in P4, Kieran in P5, then here he comes then down towards the hairpin, then can he rival Reflection into the braking zone? No, not quite, and he stays behind. Emerson and Tori are having a battle then through here. Where are they then? There they are. Into the hairpin we go then. Emerson then, as Tori said, holds on, sorry I should say, then to that position. Kaz has passed Markey, then up into P9 is Kaz, then of course after making the early pit stop under the safety car, then of course having to serve the penalty in the pit stop as well, then he has got himself back in the mix. And up into P9 as well then on his medium compound tyres. Then Williams may be thinking about a pit stop very soon. I'm not sure then what the situation will be. There's still yellow flags out there according to my screen then, but hopefully everyone's all right. Marsky has been passed by both the Ferraris, it looks like, as well then, so Marsky is starting to struggle somehow, and both the Ferrari drivers are through then up into P13 and 12 and 13 respectively as it stands here at this moment then in time. Then of course Vessia then battling has cost them to the top 10, then 2 seconds a gap then between the top 10 and Vessia. Then as it stands, then that is the only big gap then in this field then as we go through into sector 2, as we're all concertinaing up then after this safety car period as well, then as we head on to into sector 3 I should say, then in just a moment's time. Then not Reflection, Equaz leads the way from Lewis, from Legend, then from Reflection himself, Kieran in P5, then Srivatsa, then Tori, Emerson, Kaz and Markey then are all filtering through the spoon curve. And Vessia's got his foot down actually on this lap, and he's got that gap then back within the 1 second range as well then, and he is now motoring along then very nicely indeed then onto the back straight here then to get himself in contention. And I don't think he's got that rear wing open unfortunately then heading into the hairpin then, but he's closed in quite quickly indeed on this lap then, and now onto the back then of the queue as we head through then onto lap 16 in just a jiffy then as well. Then now all drivers then are in that field then, all of them in contention for the race lead as it stands, as we head on to lap 16. And all on differing strategies as well then, which is going to be very difficult for me to try and figure out towards the end of this race as well then, as until pretty much the end of lap 56 I think. But so far so good then, as all drivers then filtering through very nicely indeed. Equaz leading the way then, he's now comfortably in the lead as well then, after getting his way past then he has taken the lead and held on to it as well then. There's not been any changing and chopping and changing around there then as we go through into the hairpin, and Kieran looking to get himself bought. There's contact between Reflection and Kieran on the exit there, and Reflection I think held the station, then Kieran then trying to get his way through, then Emerson and no, I thought that was somebody off the circuit then, but Emerson and Tori, where is he, there he is, as Emerson and Tori are battling. Then Emerson's dipped his wheel onto the curve as well, then that's going to be costly indeed, because now Kaz is trying to sneak through then on the inside, and he is up into P8 then as well. Then Kaz of course is on fresh medium compound tyres, so he will be looking to make some gains as quickly as possible then. And then we've got Markey involved with an Alpine, and that's an Alpine of Emerson as well then. What is going on down there? And goodness me, then round the outside then at the spoon corner, and it's all chaos it looks like, and there's a Ferrari and an Aston Martin, and almost them coming together at the exit of the spoon corner as well. Then here comes Lewis, then Lewis taking the lead into the hairpin, then up into P1, or back up into P1 I should say then. Equaz looking to fight back as we go through then into lap 17. Then Kieran has passed Reflection I think, or has he? His Reflection fighting back then on the exit then has taken back that P4 position, and more fighting then between Emerson and Markey then as we go through into the final corner as well then. Goodness me, and Kieran this time has passed Reflection as we go into turn 1 then, and Emerson has once again passed Markey as we go into turn 1, and Vessia has snuck through as well then on the exit of the first corner then. So Emerson then battling back through, then Kaz and Tori are having a battle as well then. Markey and Styles are now battling as we go through into turn 4 and turn 2 and 3, and now on the exit this is going to get close indeed between Styles, and Styles is once again in the wall there. And what's happened there then? Marky's got damage for sure then. I'm not sure if Styles has as well then. I think he does. No, he seems to be all right then, does Styles then. Goodness me. Hopefully he's all right to carry on as well then. Get himself back underway as we go through into lap 17. Marky has retired on the track then, and he is out of the race. Deary me. And, well, there we go then. That's another race done and dusted then for two drivers out of the race. Then Liam then in the pits, and Marky then also out of the race. Then Styles then is... I'm not sure what Styles is doing, to be honest, but he's still going in this race. Equaz then in P2 then. Let's go back to the action where we're at the top of the field then. It's like, there we go then. Emerson is back, says Ayrton then. Great work, Emerson, says Dom as well. Emerson then is in P9 for now. As we head into the hairpin, and Legend, I thought he was shaving for a move then for the attack there as well then, but I think it is going to stay as it was then as we go through, and Kieran then is very close indeed to try and line up a move for that P3 position then, get himself on the podium as the current championship leader. As we go through then on to lap 18, then of course on the hard compound tyres you'd expect him to be much more competitive than compared to Legend, of course, then on those older medium compound tyres, but the Haas then is holding on for the time being, heading through into turn 2 and now into turn 3. Fantastic stuff indeed. Right, well, fantastic stuff indeed for some people. Hungry Styles, I think, is carrying on, and he's not, if he has got damage, it's not affecting him too badly. Then as we go through, there's a swooping Alpine, that's Emerson, then into the hairpin. He's going to make contact with Kaz, then that was a very late move from the Alpine, and that's going to cost him as well. Then on the exit, then Travatsa might be able to make his way through, or can he then? No, he can't then, unfortunately. Then he stays behind the Alpine for now then, but Emerson then making an ambitious move, has got himself up into P8 then, and passing the Hatton then. That was, I can't remember who it was now. There's all sorts of things going on. I couldn't keep up with it, to be fair, but there we are. Lap 18 then, soon to become lap 19 as we go through then into sector 3 then. And will we see Equaz try and regain the lead here then? These two are the only ones who've been swapping for the lead of the Grand Prix after all of the opening lap shenanigans with drive-throughs and whatnot were sorted as well then. As we head onto the back straight then, Equaz moves to defend, Lewis moves to defend the position. And now Equaz with the DRS is going to go for the outside line then, and into the braking zone. He is ahead then. He has made the move for the lead then. Tory has passed Reflection then. Of course, remember, Tory then has pit under the safety car for fresher tyres. And now Kieran and Legend are in a battle side by side through into the final corner. The Legend is into the pit lane and calling it a day on his medium compounds then as well then. So we're going to see some more pit stop activity. Then Reflections also in as well then. So they're all, well, a couple of them, sorry, are deciding that it's time to call it a day then on the tyres that they started the race on. Of course, it's been a long time then from the start of the race then for those drivers as well. Then after doing 19 laps or so on their medium compounds as well. If they've done 19 laps on the mediums, then can they get the hards to the end of the race is the other question. Then we'll wait and see. But so far they're going to carry, well, they're going to have to call it a day. Then they've carried on then into the pit lane. Then hard compound tyres for Legend, medium compound tyres though for Reflection. So that's going to be very interesting indeed to see what he does next then in the strategy. But there we are then. Equaz leads away then by 7/10 of a second then through sector 3 then. He has taken the lead then on the previous lap. And now this time is he going to look to hold on to it then, or are they going to re-engage in another battle then in the next few corners or so then. Kieran up into P3 then is now being chased by Tory then, of course, who has pitted under the safety car here. Sorry. So he might be keen then to get his way through then in the next few laps or so then as well then. Heading on to the back straight now then. Here comes the Williams driver. He's a lot closer then indeed than 0.3 of a second then. But of course Kieran has still got DRS then on the top two. So that will help him to protect the position as we go into the hairpin. Kaz as well then is up into P5 then, of course, has made his stop then, but of course now has a 3-second penalty to his name, which will be added to his race time at the end of the Grand Prix. But yes, making the gains then, of course, it has come at a price then with the 3-second penalty. Then Emerson then in P6 then is looking to soldier on as well. Then of course he is in a net, or technically a net P2 as it stands still, with Kaz's penalty then, and those ahead of Tory then yet to pit in this race. Yeah, looking good indeed then for the Alpine machine. Then Srivatsa is yet to pit in this race either as well. Of course, he had that drive-through penalty then that was costly at the start then, and then the safety car did stay out, but of course, and gained a few places then, but he didn't get him back to where he was starting. Of course, then in this race then, Kieran has passed Lewis. There's problems there for both of them on the exit then, and Tori's been involved as well, it looks like, as we go through then into Sector 2. But they seem to be all right by now, from now I should say, but there we go then. Goodness me then. Right, Legend then is 18 seconds back. Then we've got a problem for a McLaren. That's a McLaren then a Vintage who's off the circuit at Sector 2. Then those hard compound tyres starting to while down potentially. I'm not sure. Tori has passed Lewis for P3. So Tori then is on a charge, and Lewis's medium compound tyres are starting to struggle. I think there is the indicator then for that Mercedes driver. Unfortunately, then it's a big shame indeed, because those tyres, well, you do expect the tyres to drop off, but unfortunately it has come at a price now as well. Then as we go through onto lap 20, then here comes Marski. Then he's passed Mushroom for P9 and trying to chase after the top 8. Then as it stands, then out in front, Kieran and Ekwaz are challenging each other for the lead of the Grand Prix. Emerson's got a 3-second penalty. Oh, dearie me. So literally all of it's happening here. Lewis is into the pit lane, so he is calling it down on his medium compound tyres. Ekwaz is going to carry on though, and he's done 20 laps now. Seems to be 21 on his medium tyres as well. Then, and there's what's going on here between Kaz and Emerson. Then he's just forcing them off the circuit there, and well, Emerson's gone through anyway as we go into turn 2, and goodness me. There's all sorts of shenanigans going on there as well. Then Kaz has gone through and gone back through, I should say then. But my God, then Emerson and Kaz then having a big battle then into the first turn, it looked like then. And now the Haas of Srivatsa looking to get himself into the mix as well. And once again, Emerson down the inside then has got the move wrong then, unfortunately. Then. And now we've got in the background Vessia and Srivatsa as well here then as we go round the outside into Sector 2. Then Vessia's got much more grip than on his younger and better hard compound tyres than the mediums end that Srivatsa's been on since the get-go in this race there. Goodness me. And, well, that's created a bit of a gap then as well then between the two of them then as well. Then there's no DRS then for Kaz or for Emerson, I think, unfortunately for both of them as we go through then into Sector 3. Kaz then was definitely putting up a fight, to say the least, wasn't he there? But I'm not sure what was going on there. We saw the end of it. But there we are then, heading on to the end of lap 21 now. Then we've got Kieran leading the way, the championship leader then, followed by his closest rival in the driver's standings as well. Then he is in P2 then, is Ekwaz, and he is looking to challenge as well then as we go through then into the midway point of this race now. We're almost halfway through, aren't we actually? So nearly there. Don't worry. There we go then. Ekwaz then stays out once again then, goodness me. As Kaz has gone very wide at the final corner as well then, and that's going to be bringing Emerson back into play potentially here then. Srivatsa has also stayed out, but he's under pressure from Vessia into turn 1. Then Vessia swoops through and takes the place then up at a P6 now on the hard compound tyres. And takes away then the spot then from the Haas driver of Vessia. Then Marski then is looking to try his luck as well then, and he's going to try and sneak down the inside of the exit of turn 3, but Srivatsa holds on then and covers the place there. Goodness me. Right, Reflection has also pitted. I missed that, but yes, he did. No, I did notice that. Sorry, didn't I? But yeah, Reflection has pitted then, as has Legend then as well. Then onto the hard compound tyres. Lewis has also pitted now as well for hard compound tyres. Then 3 seconds behind the two that have made a bit of an undercut then on him as well. Then potentially we are seeing the undercut be a better strategy then, or a good strategy then as well, than to deploy, which might be news to some of the drivers out there as well that they might want to think about as well. Then we'll wait and see. But so far then the only well, there's 3 drivers who've yet to pit in this race, and that's Srivatsa in P7 then, and the top 2 then Ekwaz and Kieran. And of course Kieran's on the hard compound tyres that he did start on then, so they are going to be able to go a bit further into this race than you might expect then. But of course they've got a bit of a challenge then of Tori, who did pit under that safety car as well, then heading through into the hairpin, closing in there, but not close enough, unfortunately, then as well. Then Emerson's under pressure from Vessia then for that P5 position as well now as we go through into the end of lap 22. Then he's lost that for DRS then of the top 4. Ekwaz, he's in the pit lane. I was getting scared, he had a problem there, but he's now decided to call it a day then on his medium compound tyres. So Tori is released. up into P2 then. Vesia has passed Emerson, has he? Or going round the outside, then he has made the move then. And then we've got Marvsky then still trying to get past Ravazza then into turn 2. Reflection sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Then Equaz coming out of the pit lane will be behind Reflection and Legend. And where will he be in respect to Lewis? Then out of the pit lane we go then for the Racing Bull. Then he's going to be behind Lewis as well there by a couple of seconds. It looks like indeed then, of course, the tyre warm-up then will be much better than as we, for those who've just gone through then on the previous couple of laps then into the pits then compared to Equaz, and he's got to get those tyres warmed up quickly. And there we go. And speaking of being quick, we've got the Kick Saubers then and the Williams of Tory then in the podium places as it stands. Of course, then that is how it's going to play out. Of course, then because we've still got we still expect that there's going to be pit stops at least for both the Kick Saubers because Kieran is yet to stop in this race then, and Kaz then I'm not sure those medium compound tyres will make it to the end of the Grand Prix from here then as well as we round the Spoon curve and head on to the back straight now as well then. As diving down towards the straight then, Kaz is putting the pressure on Tory then as we head through here and down towards the hairpin now then. Can we see some moves being made then for the Williams driver? Then there's contact with the Kick Sauber then, and there's more contact behind, and dearie me, as Kaz is on a mission then to try and get himself involved in everybody's race it seems. As we head through then onto the final part of the lap then. I think Kieran's just trying to get out of the way of his teammate at this point as we head on to lap 24 and now well soon to be the halfway point of the race exactly. Then Vesia is back past Emerson. Then Emerson did get himself in the mix there as we go through then into where's he gone then? I think he's gone very wide there at turn 1, but he's got himself back on the mix or back in the mix I should say then. Still Marvsky can't get past Srivatsa. Then Srivatsa has done 23 soon to be 24 laps on those medium compound tyres and is holding on for dear life indeed it looks like. Legend then is he can't get himself past Reflection, then Reflection holding on to P10 as it stands. Then Lewis then is trying to catch up, and as is Equaz then, who of course has just made his pit stop as well. Then Hungry Stars then is still going in this race as well. Then fair play indeed for Hungry Stars. Then he's still soldiering on for the points paying positions. Then of course points are down to 15th, so he does get himself points then for P14, 2 of them in fact. Kieran then is under pressure now from his teammate as we go through then into sector 3. And let's see how this is going to play out as well then. Will there be some team orders down at Kick Sauber then to let Kaz go through then, or will there be some battling then to decide who is going to take the lead of this Grand Prix or keep the lead of this Grand Prix if you're Kieran's case then. As on to the back straight then we go then, both of them they're heading down towards the hairpin there. It's getting closer and closer then for Kaz. Then he's going to pull out then to the inside and he's going to make the move. Wow, there was contact then with his teammate, goodness me. I thought that was going to be severe indeed then. 5th then, says Dom then. Yes, he's up to 5th then, but of course it could be challenging then for that position as well, for P4 position I should say. Right, Kick Sauber then are having a great time out there it seems, but Kaz has taken the lead as we head on to lap 25 then. Srivatsa then still holds on to P6 then. Marski then is going to be getting very keen to make his way past that Haskar then in the next few laps also. Then can he try and make his way through here then? You can take different lines through turns 1 and 2 then it can potentially open the door, but not through then into the exit of turn 5 then, turn 3 I should say. Then he stays in P7 for now. Then Mushroom up into P8 then he's being chased after by Vintage, and Vintage looking for a good result here. Then we've got a lock up further ahead. Not sure who that was then unfortunately, but they're all right, they're all carrying on as it stands. Kieran then is starting to drop off. Then Kaz is trying to set the pace here as well then, but unfortunately for Kaz then he might be in a few people's bad books including his teammates even on this event then, and he has just about got himself out of that 1 second window as well then from Kieran then to get no DRS then for the Kick Sauber. Then Tory might be able to keep within the DRS then, potentially not up a move for that P2 position. Then Vesia 2 seconds back then heading through the Spoon curve then with Emerson in tow. Then Srivatsa, Marvsky as well then all in the mix then for that P4 position. And there we go then out in front. They're all within DRS range then. I don't think Kieran's got DRS unfortunately though, but he has managed to keep up the pace then and stay with Kaz then heading through into the next part of the lap then. Vintage has passed Mushroom for P8 then. Mushroom then trying to get himself back through then, but can't hold on to the position as it stands. And now Vintage, can he try and charge after Marvsky, Srivatsa, Emerson as well? Then we've got pit stops then. Srivatsa is finally calling it a day after 25 laps then on the medium compound tyres. Goodness me. Well, fantastic. But what a stint then on the medium compound, then it can show that they can go that far then. We might see the same then from Kaz then and Serious Mushroom as well then in the near future. They've got another 7 or 8 laps to go then on their medium compound tyres to try and match that of the Hasses. But Srivatsa then will come out then. He'll be P13. But he will have the freshest tyres of the field by quite a margin as well then. Out of the pit lane now then, P13 then for Srivatsa then. So where was he? He was P6 then, challenging them with Marsky then and Emerson. So potentially he'll be able to, we'll wait and see then if there's going to be more pit stops, or when there's more pit stops I should say. Kieran, I think, is going to try and hold out for another 5 or 6 laps or so then, potentially to try and get himself to the medium compound tyres for a one-stop strategy. But Kaz then has taken the lead of the Grand Prix, and away he goes then at the moment, of course, because we do expect that his tyres are going to start to drop off then. Tori then has probably, I think, maybe had a lap to recharge the battery then and try and charge after Kieran on this lap as he goes round Spoon Curve then, and he's going to be in the mix then with the aid of some DRS as well then. Heading on to the back straight now, and he's going to try, I think, oh goodness me, he's trying to go for a switch back here then. He has got himself down the inside then, but Kieran then will try and switch back as well on the exit. Where are we then? Oh, there we are then, as we head through then into the final turn then, and Tori is just ahead and holds on then to the P2, but Kieran might fight back then along this main straight then with the aid of some DRS. Then he will do, and he's got himself back up into P2 here and holds the position. Then Mushroom is calling it there on the medium compound tyres. He is into the pit lane, and well, it's a slightly earlier stop than Srivatsa. Then he's done 19 laps then on his medium compound. But it's calling it a day now as well. Then Lewis Riley sits the fastest lap of the race. And hard compound tyres going on for Serious Mushroom. He will be out and about and back onto track. I think just behind Srivatsa here, but because it's a trundling down the pit lane type of moment. Then Srivatsa goes through. Then out of the pit lane comes Mushroom. Then in P13, but now on fresh rubber as well. Then, and there is quite a few that are going to have to think about a pit stop then in the near future here. So it's not all done and dusted just yet then as well. Then we'll wait and see as we go through here then as well. Lap 27 then, we're over halfway. But we're still waiting to see what the strategy is going to be. And we don't have a clue. Tori then is still behind. Or is he going to line up a move here then into sector 3? No, not quite then. He stays P3 for now then. As we go through into Spoon Cove then, his best bet then is heading through down towards the hairpin with the aid of some DRS. Then he's got much better tyres, only by 7 laps then, but they're going to be better than at this stage, I'd expect. And as we head onto the back straight, I think he's a bit closer this time. He's 3/10 away then from Kieran as we head onto this DRS stretch. Then where are they then? Here we go. And as we head into the hairpin down the inside, and he's got the move down the inside, but once again I think Kieran's trying to switch back here then, and they didn't make it stick this time then, but again, can he try and power along then on the main straight and regain that position from the Williams driver? Then we'll wait and see now. Then here we go on to the main straight now. Then Kieran has got the battery, he's got the DRS, then he's going to go back through and up into P2. Fantastic stuff indeed. Well played indeed, I should say, from Kieran and of course from Tori as well then. But they are showing how to fight then in this racing style as well. Then Marsky has of course Srivatsa has pitted now, but Marsky and Emerson of course are having a battle as well then. Both of them did pit under the safety car, but Marsky has lost out because Emerson swoops back through up into P5, then back up into P5 as well. Then Marsky then is trying to get himself round the outside at turn 4. It's going to be close there. Emerson then with the exit then has got himself held on, I should say, then to P5. Then Vessia is catching up to Tori and Kieran's battle, so all battling there between the two of them then has brought Vessia back into play, and Emerson as well then, and Marsky and Vintage, to be fair, they're all in the mix. So there we go then. Reflection then has now got Legend for company, and of course these two did pit slightly earlier on then, 9 laps ago to be fair, to be frank. Then as Marsky and Emerson are having a battle through here. Goodness me, and Vintage is trying to get his nose involved too as we round the Spoon Curve then, and they've lost out to the DRS then of the top 4 then, unfortunately, with all of that battling. So that's going to be costly indeed then, but I think who's got DRS is the question as we head on to the back straight then. Emerson, goodness me, where's he going? He thought he was going to fly off. Kieran has been passed again, this time by Tori, as we head into the hairpin now, but Oh, it's going to be close on the exit then. Emerson's back past Marsky in the background there as well, then on the exit of the hairpin there. But once again, are we going to see roles reversed, or are we going to see it happen again then as Kieran then, has he got enough battery to power back past then in towards turn one? Then he's going to be going around the outside. And as Marsky's got himself back past Emerson as well then, round the outside, it's going to get tight through here then, turn two, then into turn three, then this time Tori's got the inside line, then he takes P2 and he holds P2 this time as well then, goodness me. Oh, wow. Fantastic. And he's going to have to go around the outside here as well then, but no, this time Tori then does defend the position and is able to hold on to it, as I should say. Then Marsky then is out of turn four and ahead then, as no, Tori and Kieran are battling through sector two here then, and they're going to have to ride a wall with Vess here to see how what's actually, but no, they're going to stay as they are then. And yeah, I don't think any Lewis Hamilton moves them into turn six is going to be on there, unfortunately, on this iteration of F1. But there we go. But there we are. Then we've held station then as it stands on this lap. Then as oh goodness me, what's happened there for Legend? Then he was going off into the scene of the accident then, but managed to get himself back on track. But quite literally that is. They are really in the top seven, of course. They have made their pit stops then, and they've got 10 or 11 lap younger tyres as well then, in the face of adversity there as well. Then here comes Kieran. Then can he re-challenge for that P2 position? Heading into the hairpin, and he can't quite get his way through there. But he stays P3. For now then, of course, then on those hard compound tyres, then he's probably still got another few laps or so to go then before he can think about a pit stop, unfortunately. We will see this battle resume then as we head on to the main straight this time. Then he's a lot closer this time as well. Then he's going to go for the inside line then with the aid of the DRS, and he's back through, and Tori's going to swoop around the outside then, or will he hold the position is the question then. Swooping round then is a different thing. He's going to try and sneak his way back through at turn three, then round the outside. Kieran trying to hold it as well then as we head through then onto the exit then, and Kieran is going to get the move done then, I think. Yes. Just. No, Tori's coming back at him then. Goodness me then. Oh, and Kieran then losing the car slightly there as well then, as we head now into sector two. And Kieran has got the move, I think, then just about done and dusted. Although Tori then is still fighting back here then. And Vessia then, and Marsky and Emerson and Vintage as well, then all in the mix of this one as well for the podium places. So very interesting to see this as well, then how it all unfolds. Then 6 seconds the gap then to our race leader then Kaz, then who was checked out in the distance, and he might be well, he's not being worried too much because Kieran is doing a great job for his teammate here of holding everybody up. And he's not letting anyone through then, and he's battling everyone who tries to get his way through as well then, as we head on to the back straight now. And here comes the Williams, and here comes the Aston Martin of Messi actually, and here comes Marsky and Emerson as well then, heading through into the hairpin. It's going to be 3 wide, is it? No, not quite then, as we head into the hairpin braking zone. Then Vessia sneaks through. Oh, does he? He just about, I think so, on the exit there. It's going to be close indeed between the Williams and the Aston Martin. Then Williams backs out there. Yellow flag. It's for a Ferrari then, as I think that's Hungry Stars, and unfortunately Hungry Stars has been lapped there, but he's still trying to keep going in this race. Then Marsky has passed Tori as well then, so Marsky's gone through, then up into P4, and oh god, that's going to get close indeed as well then, but Marsky is just about going to hold on then to that P4 position then, so Marsky in a good spot now as well then. Of course, he's on the fresher, well not fresher, but better hard compound tyres in terms of the tyre wear we expect, with Kieran and Kaz yet to pit then, or due to pit then in this race, I am sure then, as we go through then into sector 2 once again on lap 31 then. We have been storming through these laps then after the safety car, and now getting a bit interesting indeed, let's just say the least. So Lewis and Reflection then, and Legend then, they're only 2 seconds off this train, and they can see them there in the foreground of sector 2 I should say. Then there they are then in the going through into sector 3 now, and well, they're closing in, and there they are in the background as well then. So this is the fight then for P2, and well, they're going to hope that some of these drivers then, I'm sure, will be pitting very soon, so that they don't have to battle then all the way through this traffic there. But there is a gaggle of cars then heading down the back straight, and there is also Hungry Styles involved in this as well then as we head through there. Vessia then looking to line up a move for P2 then. Can he get himself past then into the hairpin then, and now Marvsky as well trying to go down the inside of the hairpin, then it's close, and there's also a Williams of Tory involved in this one as well. On the exit then as we go through, it's status quo then. Vessia takes P2 away from Kieran, heading through then onto lap 32. Styles there just trying to get out of the way then of the gaggle coming through as well here, as there's a pit stop then. It's an Alpine then into the pits then. Emerson's into the pit lane, so that's interesting then as well then from Emerson. We'll see what he can do then in the next stint then to the end, but well, there we go then, as I think Mushrooms had an issue as well then, unfortunately. Goodness me. Right then, as we crack on then. Oh no, Mushrooms just pitted, hasn't he? So that's why he is just caught up then to Emerson Hilton as well. As Emerson out of the pit lane in P12, he's going to get those tyres warmed up quickly because Mushroom is going to be all over the back rim here then as we head through the next part of the lap then. Right, resuming this battle then, we've got Kieran, Vessia, Marvsky, Tory, Vintage, Legend, soon to be as well. He's only 1 point, he's only 3/10 away then from getting in the 1 second window. Reflection as well now in the mix as well, then, as is Lewis Riley here then, and it is going to get spicy indeed then, and we'll wait and see then how it all plays out as we go through then into sector 3 on lap 32. But there we go then, so far so good then. Kaz is probably going to have to think about another pit stop at some point here then, but his teammate, or formerly his teammate, was holding everybody up then, but Vessia is now on a bit of a charge here as well then for that P2 position. Then Kieran, then he can't fight back into the hairpin, then he stays P3, then Marsky P4, Tory in P5, Vintage in P6 then as well. Then looking for a good result then is Vintage. Legend has now caught up to this fight then, as has Reflection and Lewis Riley as well then, as we head through then into lap 33. So it is going to get very interesting indeed now with this gaggle of cars then coming through then into the P2 fight then as well. Then Kieran is back past Vessia into turn 1 then, and there he goes then back through then into P2 then for the green machine. We've also got Marsley getting quite interesting in this battle as well, isn't he there? But he has not been able to get his way through, or can he now? And we're close on the exit then. Marsky then is looking to get himself into the mix for the podium places here then, down the outside I should say. Yellow flags for a Ferrari then, and Marsky round the outside. He can do it, I think, or can he then on the exit then? Vessia swoops back through then and stays ahead. Good stuff indeed. Right then. We crack on then. I think that yellow flag is for Styles then, letting his teammate through then as well then, as we head into sector 2 then for the 33rd time. Then we are on a mission then as well. Then there is quite a mission going on out there for Kick Sauber then to try and hold on to the top spots, and as it stands 9 seconds the gap then out in front. Then there is the Kick Sauber of Kaz then going back in the background there, down the back straight then. But as we head through now, then 9 seconds the gap, they're now in front there. Kieran then this time, can he hold on to the lead of the Grand Prix again, then onto the back straight, but Vessia is closing in. Then Marsky is a bit too far back. Then Legend has passed Vintage for P6 then as well. Then Legend of course has made his pit stop then. He's on younger tyres then. Oh god, that was a late move then, and Marsky's trying to sneak through as well then, but he can't quite get his way through then. He stays P4, but it might have been a bit of a problem there for the track limits, I think, because that Red Bull was all over the place there. Tory is into the pit lane, as is an Aston Martin. So Vessia and Tory are into the pits here and trying to maybe get out of the way then of all of this battling as well. Then Equaz and Srivatsa then will reclaim those positions as we go through then as well. Then so pit stops are starting to come into play here as well. Then so Tory then is into the box there as well. Then we'll wait to see then where they're going to come up with medium compound tyres going on then for the Williams car then. Hard compounds for Vessia. Then Emerson takes the spot away from both of them then as well. Then as does Mushroom. Vessia having a bit of a squirrel on the exit of the pit lane there. It looked like then trying to get the power down as quickly as possible then, but on those cold tyres it is not going to work out too well then, unfortunately, as we go through then on to lap 34 then. 9.5 seconds the gap then for Kaz then over his teammate Kieran. Then Kieran is yet to pit at all in this Grand Prix, and we'll be hoping, well, he'll be hoping, I'm hoping that he's going to be remembering to gas the pit at some point. Otherwise, he might be in a bit of peril then as well. Then Marvsky then up into P3 then is on a charge as well. Then he is on slightly better tyres than Kieran. But Legend, of course, then as we've got more yellow flags in. That's Kaz. Kaz has had a problem then out of the spoon curve. Then he's had another issue then as Kaz then he's got it going again then, but he's lost a lot of time. And is that a puncture potentially then for Kaz then? After 25 laps then on the medium compound tyre, then the gap down to 3 seconds, then out in front, then here comes Marvsky, here comes Legend down the inside of the hairpin, then it's close indeed, then Legend is going to try and sneak through, I think, then although there's a bit of contact between the two of them there, but he has snuck through. Kaz is into the pit lane, so he is calling it a day then on the medium compound tyres. Then Marvsky's got a 3-second time penalty for that. I'm not sure how that works then, but he's into the pits as well then, and calling it a day on those hard compound tyres as well then. So we are going to be seeing 2-stop strategies out here for sure then as we go through. And there's a Mercedes, there's an Aston Martin, they're close indeed as we head through into turn 3 now. Lewis has the outside line and Vessia then on the on the traction, then getting a bit wobbly there as well then. And of course he's on older medium compound tyres, so now Lewis is going to try and go down the inside into the next part of the lap, then into sector 2, and he makes that move for P3 there and takes the position away then from the Aston Martin driver there as well then. Medium compound tyres for Kaz then. He's come up behind Emerson Hilton. Oh dear, he's come up behind one of his foes of Emerson Hilton then as well. Goodness me then, Tory and Mushroom. Oh, that's tight through there then. Tory on the medium compound tyres then. He has just snuck through. But Mushroom then P11, then Vessia as well. Then in the Aston Martin is P13, P12. Then Marsky is P13. Then he's just come out of the pit lane on the fresh hard compound tyres. Hungry Styles back underway. Then he's back in the pit lane and just trying to keep going in this race. Then fair play indeed for Styles. Now on to the back straight. Then we've got quite a difference in tyre life out on here. And Srivatsa's got himself past Vintage then as well. Then and here we go then with Legend. Then he's going to try and make his move then for the lead of the Grand Prix. Then and he makes that move. Then he takes the position into the hairpin, and with the extra grip then on his hard compound tyres, then as you can see the kick saber then struggling out of the corner then. He has now taken the lead then, and up into P1 then goes Legend, then into the pits for the first time this race. Then Kieran then is calling it a day then on the hard compound tyres there. I'm sure he's relieved as well as I am, because he's finally got to call it a day then on those tyres as well then. Kaz trying to get himself past Emerson then into the final corner we go now. Kaz then putting the pressure on then with the Aderson DRS then. I think on those fresh medium compound tyres he'll be able to push on and push through. Although it's going to be quite difficult then into turn 1 because Emerson then has positioned the car to hold station as it stands as we go through then into turn 2. Then there's still more contact there as well then. Srivatsa and Reflection are battling now as well then. Reflection on his medium compound tyres might be starting to struggle here then, and Srivatsa then on his much younger hard compound tyres should be able to swoop through, but Reflection's still going to fight it and he can't quite hold back that position. Then he stays, he goes up to P3 does Srivatsa, then Reflection down to P4 then as it stands there. Vintage will also have to think about a pit stop in the near future as well, I'm sure. Potentially Srivatsa can try and get to the end of the Grand Prix, as could Equaz. Emerson, I'm pretty sure, can try and go to the end of the Grand Prix from here as well. Medium runners might start to struggle towards the end of this race then. We've seen them do over 20 laps to be fair, but they might start to fade then towards the final part of the stint. Then we'll find out then. Of course, fuel loads are going to be lighter in this stage as we get through the race itself. Then Equaz has passed Vintage for P5 and takes the spot away then from the McLaren driver. Of course, there's still he's got half the tyre life then of Vintage, and of course Vintage has done a great job to get himself up to P6 as it stands as well now, but might be thinking about a pit stop then in the near future. Then Kaz has passed Emerson for P7, although Kaz has gone deep then, and that could invite Emerson back through on the exit then. But on the medium compound tyres, the kick saber has kept the place then as well as we go through then on to lap 37. But the question is, will Emerson fight it back then down this main straight with the aid of some DRS then, and maybe using some battery then, as Tory sets the fastest lap of the race. Then Emerson swoops back up into P7. Tory then into P9 now. as Kieran passes Mushroom, and Marsky's trying to go through as well then, and we've got more moves as Srivatsa and Lewis then are having a battle then. Lewis then is P2 then, now he's chasing after Legend then, but Srivatsa's trying to get himself in the mix then with the other, with the Mercedes driver to maybe get a bit of a battle then with the Haas counterpart then. Marsky and Mushroom having a battle as we go through then into Sector 2 as well then, as it's going to be close through here then. Around the outside goes Marsky, he just about makes it through, I think then, just about, that is, but Mushroom then was very wise indeed then to make sure he didn't get anything nicked or any other things involved. I don't know. Emerson's still holding off Kaz. Kaz then is not going to be too happy about this, I'm sure, because we've seen what happened then earlier on in the race, but he just needs to keep his head down then and get on with it then as well, and get his way past then, and not burn too much battery to do it as well then, because then he can use it to defend. As we've got moves then out in front then, Legend has lost 2 places then. He's lost out to Lewis, he's lost out to his teammate Srivatsa, heading through then into the hairpin, and now he's got Reflection, now he's got Equaz, and now he's got Vintage all for company then. This is the battle for the lead. No, it's not anymore, because Reflection's into the pits, and calling it a day then. Kaz this time has gone through, but once again on the exit and compromised, and now Emerson is still right behind him. They're heading into the final corner and could potentially try and fight back. Then we saw this with Kieran then earlier on in this race, and could potentially fight back in towards turn 1 then, as oh dearie me then, that's a late move indeed from Kaz then to try and defend the position then, and that's a double move as well then, I think, from Kaz. Thank goodness me, that will be noted by the race stewards, to say the least then. Reflection then, hard compound tyres going on, he's coming out of the pit lane in P13 and back underway now, and there we go then, as we go through then into lap 38 then of 56. Only, what was that, only like 15-16 laps to go almost then, as we head through then into Sector 2 then, soon to be Sector 3, and Equaz then is chasing after the top 3 as well then, looking to get himself into the podium mix as well here then. Kaz and Emerson have switched places once again. So Kaz now holds on to P6 then, Tory then P8 I should say then, with Kieran chasing after him as well then. Kieran looking to get some big points then as well tonight then, to keep on going in his championship quest then as well there. Vessia then is P10 then on the hard compound tyres then, Marsky P11 for the time being, but we don't want to forget that basically the top 5 then are all probably going to be starting to struggle on their tyres. What's that then? That's a Mercedes then who's off the circuit. That's Lewis Riley then, who's gone flying off there, and goodness me, that I didn't see what happened, to be honest, but Lewis, well, I did see what happened at the end there, but Lewis has definitely got to pit then for that damage, and whoa, dearie me then, oh god, and that's yeah, Vintage is also in the pits. Has Vintage got damage as well then? I'm not sure. Lewis then is into the box then. Kaz then is going to reclaim 2 positions. Kieran then is going to try and chase after, as Lewis, has he got that front wing sorted? Yes, he has going to get that front wing sorted. It's a set of hard compound tyres going on. Vintage will jump through. Then, of course, now the wing is on then for the Mercedes driver. He's back underway. He's going to lose out to Reflection as well then, but I think there was some major issues between the Haas drivers and the Mercedes driver, and there's more major issues then between the Williams drivers and the Alpine drivers and the Kick Sauber drivers here then, as we go through then into Sector 2, and Kieran's trying to squeeze through around the outside, and Emerson's trying to hold the place then on the exit then as well then, but Kieran on the medium compound tyres is going to sneak his way down the inside into the next turn then and take the place, thank goodness me. Right then, P39, sorry, lap 39 is underway there. I'm not sure what happened there, because well, it looks like Legend has had a bit of an issue then with his Lewis then, because he's dropped off the back of his teammate then. Equaz now in the mix then for that P2 position. He's looking to fight for that position as well then, I'm sure, but yes, it's been a bit of an interesting one as well. Then here he goes then, he's got the outside line, then he's going to make the move into the braking zone, then he's up into P2. Yes, there we go then, so that is that then. Kieran then is chasing after Tory then once again then. These two then, roles reversed this time then, and Kieran takes the place away then from the Williams driver. Then we've got the Alpine of Emerson then right in the background there of in P7 I should say, goodness me, as lap 40 begins. heading through then onto the main straight once again then. So Emerson then is in the mix then for a good result here tonight as well. Then we've got Tori then and Kieran then are looking to try and get themselves in the mix as well. Then they are technically just about within the 3-second penalty window, I think, of Kaz in the kick Sauber in P4 then, so they could get themselves back in the mix as well here then. And I think Kaz and a couple of other drivers, to be fair, might be under a bit of a scrutiny then from the other drivers on the field then, after a few incidents out there for sure. But yes, it's a bit of a shame that's spoiled a couple of races, hasn't it, as well then. But nonetheless, we've got to crack on with what we got then as we go through then onto lap 40 then onto sector 3 then. And now is Legend going to be able to fight back then? He's got older tyres that might play a factor then in this race as well. Then can he get those to the end of the Grand Prix? Then he's going to have to do 38 laps or so, I think, on those hard compound tyres, if he can get them to the end of the Grand Prix, that is, which might be a bit of a tall order, to be fair, but we'll see what we see as we go through then. Tori then is trying to just about stay within that 1 second window then of his foe, his rival then of Kieran, as he has got the DRS, I think, then into the hairpin then, but he's not gaining too much there as well. Then Emerson then is being caught up slightly then by Vessia as well. Then Vessia, of course, is on much younger tyres. Then Legend is into the pit lane. So Legend is calling it a day then on the hard compound tyres. He doesn't want to risk getting those into a puncture territory then towards the end of this race then. So maybe that's a interesting call then down at Haas. Then we'll see what he's going to go for next. Then it's medium compound tyres going on at the Haas car. And where will he come out then? Will he be ahead of the pack then with Mushroom, Reflection and Vintage? He's going to be right behind then. Into turn 1 goes the McLaren of Vintage and up into P11, then Legend then out in P12 then on the fresh medium rubber then as well then. Vintage only pit 2 laps ago, so Vintage might be on a bit of a mission as well, to be fair, as has Reflection as well for the hard compound tyre. So yeah, so that's going to be very interesting to see then. I think Reflection is looking to line up a move, or is he? Yes, he is then into sector 2 then, trying to go round the outside, and that's going to be a squeeze from Mushroom there as well then, and they just about avoid each other then as well going through. Reflection sneaks up into P9 now. Goodness me. There we go then, as Tori is maybe he might be able to keep within the 1 second window through here then, but it's going to be very close indeed then. So Tori then is going to, I think he just about got the DRS then onto this back straight, but he's lost a bit of time. They're going through the spoon curve naturally as well there, and that's going to be costly indeed then. Vessia is catching up then to Emerson for that P6 position on track. Then we've got this battle here then, which is an epic battle indeed. Oh goodness me then, oh no, Vintage and Mushroom, goodness me, and Legends sneaking through in the background there as well. Goodness me then, keep it PG guys then, as Mushroom is, oh dear, what's going on there? Mushroom and Vintage then having a bit of a battle then, it looks like, and not happy with each other, I don't think. I'm not sure what's going on down there, to be honest, but hopefully they can sort themselves out then and be all right then as we go through into the final corner. Then I thought there was going to be another coming together, but no, Vintage of course then is trying to get his way on, get on his way as well, of course, with the fresh medium compound tyres as well. Then Vintage has passed Mushroom there. Into P11 goes Vintage then, of course. He has got the fresher tyres as it stands, but of course getting to the end of the Grand Prix is a different thing then as well. Then I think we've got a problem there. We've got a problem then, have we, out in front? Or was it maybe Styles then trying to get out of the way? I'm not sure. Kaz then is, he's going to be caught then by his teammate, and that will demote him off the podium places. And as it stands then, Tori as well then is he's dropped off then from Kieran then by 2 seconds now, unfortunately for the Williams driver. Then he's going to have to try and nurse those tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. Emerson then in P6 then is probably going to get to the end of the Grand Prix as well then on the hard compound tyres, as is Vessia then in P7 and Marvsky in P8. Reflection is caught up then to, Legend is caught up to Reflection now, but Reflection of course is on the hard compound tyres as well. Then he'll be looking to get into the Grand Prix quite comfortably from here, but he might be not too comfortable then with the Haas catching up to him here as well. Then as we head through then into the back straight then for the 43rd time. Then here comes Legend then up into P9, then passing his way into the top 9 as well. Then into the hairpin we go. So taking that spot away then from the Aston Martin driver then as it stands. Vessia then is looking to try and get himself up into, we've got more yellow flags. Vessia trying to get himself up into P6 then and passing Emerson for that position as well. Then he has made that move stick. Then he's got 2 lap younger tyres than Emerson in the Alpine, but it's not going to be too much of a difference at this stage then, because they're quite all right for the tyre wear situation as it stands. So Marvsky then is caught up to this battle as well. Then he's actually got the youngest tyres out of the triplet, the triple, the quartet. No, that's 4. It's Styles then having a few issues. Then he's having some serious issues, unfortunately. Is Styles then, but hopefully he can get himself back underway and at least get himself to the checkered flag then in this race as well. Then as we go through then into sector 2, once again the reflection now up into P10. Then he's going to have to try and stick with Legend. Then he's going to use the pace on those fresh medium compound tyres for the time being then, but potentially if he can just stay with the Haas, he might be able to get himself back up there as well in terms of the penalty situation. Then we've got 3 drivers with penalties as well. Then that's going to demote Kaz off the podium places. Then it's going to well, it's not going to lose Emerson or Marsky any places as it stands then, but they might lose a place to Legend then, as Legend is going to be on the storming mission then to try and get himself back in the back in that 3-second window and potentially try and overtake them on track as well then with his fresh medium compound tyres. Then lap 44 then is underway. 6 seconds the gap out in front as it stands. And there we go then, as Kaz then in P3 then is going to see his teammate then filling the wing mirrors very soon as well, then heading through onto lap 44 then. Tory in P5, he's starting to struggle then, he's lost out quite a significant amount of time then to the Kick Sauber drivers as well, unfortunately. But Vessia then and Vessia, Emerson and Marvsky coming at him as well. Then Mushroom's in the pit lane. Mushroom is calling it a day here on the hard compound tyres. And in the mix, Marvsky has passed Mushroom. Not Mushroom, sorry. Mushroom's in the pit lane. Marvsky has passed Emerson, and Emerson's repassed as well. Then soft compound tyres going on for Mushroom then. And we will see what he can do then. The Ferrari then on the red wall tyre. We'll wait and see how it goes then on the soft compound tyre stint. They're going to be, well, they're not too good around this track, are they, I don't think. But we'll wait and see then how they fare then in the Ferrari as well then. Yeah, into the pits then comes Mushroom then for the soft compound tyres. We have got a battle forming then between Emerson and Marvsky. Then Vessia has scampered off out of the way then of this battle then. So the battle now for P7 then on track. Then we've got Legend though going to get himself, trying to get himself in the mix of this one as well. Then with Reflection coming at him as well in the Aston Martin behind. Yellow flags for I think it's for Styles then. He's had an issue somewhere then. He's still going. But he's had a problem there somewhere. 7 seconds, the gap then out in front. Then Srivatsa then in P1 then leads the way with Equaz. Then he's now going to be coming under a bit of pressure, I think, then from Kaz potentially then as we go through then on to lap 45. More yellow flags again then, unfortunately for Styles then, who's really struggling out there then. He's just let his teammate go past him then to avoid any issues as well. Yes, Kaz has now got himself within the 1 second window of Equaz here actually. So Kaz is on the charge, and goodness me, Equaz then having a bit of a squirrel out of turn 3. Marvsky and Emerson are resuming their battle then. Marvsky's this time got the inside line, then Emerson's gone deep and has lost out then to the Red Bull driver then as we head through then into sector 2, I should say then. Lap 45 then is soon to become lap 46 then. We've only got 10 laps to go here in China. So far so good then as well then for quite a few then. Not so far so good then for a few other drivers as well, unfortunately. But that is the situation that is presented itself. But there we go then, as we head through then into lap 45 then as well then. Out in front then, 8 seconds the gap then. Equaz is now under pressure then, so he's going to be worried more about what's behind than rather than trying to catch up to what's in front then, as we head through the spoon curve and onto the back straight. Then we've got Kaz then lining up a move then with the aiders from DRS then for that P2 position. Then he's made his way past and has made up. He's made his way up into P2, I should say. Then Kieran then is not far back either. Then to be fair, then so maybe Kieran might be looking to try and put the pressure on the Racing Bull as well. Then in the near future, then Equaz then is going to carry on then into lap 46 we go now, and try and fight back for that podium position as well. Then as we head through here, then I think we've had something else chopping and changing. Then it's Legend then on the medium compound tyres passing Emerson. Then of course we said that Legend was going to be on a charge then on the fresh medium compound tyres. Then he's made that extra stop now, hasn't he? And is trying to make use of those medium compound tyres then to the end of this race here. We'll wait and see then what he can do then, I should say, as we head to the line. With 10 laps to go then at the end of this one, then we have nearly got our way through. Fair play indeed to the 14 drivers remaining. Unfortunately 4 drivers couldn't be bothered to turn up then, and 2 drivers have crashed or pitted and quit basically. But there we go. I can just relax because I can yes, I can't say what I'm about to say about anyway, yes. If we get to the end of the season, that'll be an achievement for me. That's all I'm going to say about that then. But there we are, as we head through then into Sector 2 then for Haas then of Legend. Then Legend has got a Haas leading the way, and a Haas trying to make his way through then. He's now caught up to Marvsky then, who's also in a fight with Vessier as well for P6 here. Penalties have started to rack up then, because Vessier has picked up a 3-second penalty as well out there, it looks like, for the Aston Martin outfit as well here then. But unfortunately it is going to come to a head at some point as well then. And penalties, of course, will be added on at the end of the race, and the checker flag will fall, and the penalties are added on. As here comes Legend then on a charge. Then can he get himself past Marcy into the braking zone? Then they're both going to brake late. Then Legend's got the inside line, and on the exit, I think, has he snuck through? Yes, he has snuck through. Then up into P7 now. Next target then is Vessier, of course, then on the hard compound tyres then, as we head down towards turn 1 then. Actually, Marcy coming back at him, and he's not close enough to make the move though. I don't think that Marcy then was trying to fight that position and get himself back up into the mix then as well then. Oh dear, Equaz has had an issue out of turn 3 then, or turn 4, and let Kieran just sneak back past. Then up into P3 then goes Kieran, the championship leader, then passing his closest championship rival as well here then. Vessier and Legend, then Legend has not got through, then up into P6 now. Then Legend on a charge, and 3 seconds. The next target is Tory in P5 then. We'll wait and see then if he can get himself in the mix as well here then. Reflection now chasing after Emerson then in the Aston Martin, then looking for another spot or 2 here actually, because Reflection has no penalty then, and if he can get past Emerson and try and charge after Vessier and Marsky, then potentially Reflection could get himself a couple more spots on the penalty situation as well then. Wait and see. We've got Kieran with fastest lap so far then. Mushroom then might be looking to line up a move for that fastest lap point as well in the near future then. Reflection then is charging after Emerson. Then we've got Vessier and Marcy then all over the back then of Legend, who's just gone through, but is now bringing them along then with the aid of some DRS as well, as we head through then into the hairpin on lap 48 then. Soon to be lap 49, isn't it, I think? Or no, maybe not. No, I'm on lap 48. That we go. No, never mind. Ignore me. I'm just counting down the laps here, and looking forward to resting my voice. But there we go. As Equaz P4 then is chasing after, or looking to chase after, I should say, the podium place still. Then, if anything goes awry for Kicksauer, then he can inherit that podium back as well. Then, Legend 2 seconds away now. Then, or under 2 seconds then from Tory. Then he has got half the lap, half the tyre life, I should say. Then, compared to Tory as well then, so there's going to be a significant advantage for the Haas driver as we head through then into Sector 2 on lap 48 here then. Reflection then is chasing after Emerson as well, then he is doing a good job then, both drivers doing a good job then as well as we head into Sector 2. But Reflection then with slightly younger tyres then by 6 laps or so will be looking to make his way past as well, I'm sure very soon. Legend is close to breaking that gap then to Vessier as we go through into Sector 2. Then he's only 4 tenths away or so then from the Tory, from the Williams of Tory, I should say. No, there's no political affiliation there as well then, because Tory is not from England either, so it doesn't matter. But Legend then is closing in as well as we go through then into the Spoon curve. Then I think Vessia is just about kept within the 1 second window there through into Spoon, then to hold on to the DRS as we go down the back straight here as well. Then we'll watch and see if that rear wing opens then for the Aston Martin. Yes, it does. Good stuff indeed. And Reflection then, is he close enough to make a move then into the hairpin there for the Aston Martin team? Then he's closing in, then he's close enough, then he's alongside, then he goes down the inside here. Then Emerson trying to hold it there, but I don't think on the exit then they've gotten through. They have got through, I should say, or hopefully they did, but they have done as well. They're very nicely done indeed. And now on to lap 49. Then we go. Then Emerson might be able to fight back down the main straight here, then, but he's a bit too far back, and I'm not sure has the battery then, because that red light flashing away at the back of the car then indicates that he's harvesting the energy then for the vehicle to use at a later date or a later lap. So there we are then. Right, Legend has now caught up there, but he's brought Vessia and Marvsky then with him as well then. So Tory is not going to be very happy with Legend and bringing the party then to that P5 position, and we'll wait and see then if he can sneak his way through then, or if there's going to be another big battle then for this P5 position as well. Then Tory then is on medium compound tyres, then the same tyre life as Vessia on the hard compound, and 1 lap older than Marvsky on his hard compound tyres as well then. So those two on the hard compound tyres then are pretty confident that they're going to be in a good spot to the end of the Grand Prix from here, I'm sure. And there we are then as we head into the Spoon curve then on sector 3. Emerson then is he's losing a bit of time. Then Reflection's got much younger tyres then, and he is going to try and reel in this battling pack as well. Then Tory leads the way then, heading through onto the back straight. Then we've got Legend, who has now got DRS then, and looking for that move for P5 here. Then can he make that move into the braking zone? Then Tory moves across to try and defend then, and he can't move too much because you can't move more than once, as some drivers have found out there. Right then, Legend in P5 now as well. Then he's got another 5 seconds up the road to try and chase after Ekbaz, and he's got 6 laps to do it then. Sorry, unless Tory, that was a natural cough actually. Unless Tory can fight back into turn 1, but again, I think he's too far back to make the move. Then he has to stay and settle for P6 then on this first part of the lap. Then I should say. Oh, that's he, because actually, I thought he was going to get himself into the mix there. That's as we go through into turn 3. Legend does hold on then. Into the pits comes Lewis Riley then, calling it a day on the hard compound tyres then, and potentially going to go for the extra point then for the fastest lap as well then. That Mercedes then is back out and underway then. Mushrooms also coming in as well, it looks like. Oh dear, he's had a bit of an escapade then. A Lewis Hamilton type escapade, but managed to keep it out of the wall then, and of course back underway then. Styles then still going in this race, I think. I hope he is, but he seems to be just trying to get himself to the line here as well then. Tory then is now behind Legend, then Legend trying to bring that gap down there, and he is bringing that gap down. It's now almost 5 seconds there to Ekbaz, and so he is on a charge then, is Legend, and could potentially get himself into the mix for P4. We might be able to see that then. It's going to be quite close then to the checkered flag then, but of course he has got a third of the tyre life in terms of the number of laps that they've done on the tyre compound. To the Ekbaz, to the Racing Bull ahead of him there as well, as we go down towards the hairpin once again. Then Vessia is closing in then on Tory, then into the hairpin corner now then, and Marski is being dragged along here as well, and looking to try and hold on to that P8 position, or potentially go one better if he can get himself past Vessia or someone like that. So we go on to lap 51 then. Srivatsa leads the way then by 6 seconds there. Kaz and Kieran on their medium compound tyres. Vessia and Tory. Vessia swoops through into turn 1 and takes P6. Then Tory starting to struggle potentially on those medium compound tyres then as we go into turn 2 then. And now Marvsky's trying to go for a move. That door was not open there, unfortunately for Marvsky. But he's still there then, and he's still thinking about it then as well as we go through then into sector 2. And he's got the overspeed, and he goes for the inside line then, and he makes the move then. Tory tries to switch back here then on the exit then, but unfortunately then he doesn't have the grip, I don't think, on those older medium compound tyres. So he has lost that then but of course Tori has yet to get any penalties as well, then, so he could inherit these 2 positions back as well, to be fair. Vessia then up into P6 then is dropped out of the 1 second window from Legend as it stands, but Legend then is looking a bit wobbly as well on those medium compound tyres, despite them being in a better nick than the Williams of Tories, as we head through into sector 3, then lap 51, then 5 laps to go then here in Shanghai, then 6 seconds has become 5.7 seconds then for Kaz and Srivatsa then in the lead of the Grand Prix. Then potentially we might see the top 4 all having struggles on their tyres then, if they start to face the effects of the tyre wear. Then it's just about getting to the end of the Grand Prix. Marvsky goes down the inside of the hairpin, then he's trying to get his way past Vessia then as well then for P6, and he's made his way past then into P6 then as well. He's got 1 lap younger tyres than Vessia, but Vessia might be looking to fight back then down this main straight then with the aid of some DRS there as we head into lap 52. But Marski holds on. Very good stuff indeed. Then Emerson P10, then he's got Vintage now for company as well. Then Vintage might be able to inherit a P10 position here. Lewis Riley then is going for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix then, I think, as is Mushroom as well. Then into the hairpin we go then for Lewis. Let's see what it's going to be as we go through here, and we'll see if there's going to be any more attempts as well. Then if the likes of, well, I don't think Vintage or Emerson will be going for it, to be honest. As the yellow flags out there, then Lewis Riley sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Then that was for Styles then getting out of the way of the leaders, I think, there as well. Then as we head through then into lap 52. Right. Vessia, Tori then all lining up a move. Then potentially Tori can re-inherit that P6 position if he can stay within the 3 seconds there of the 2 ahead of him as well. Then they've both got penalties to their name as it stands, and they will be dropping down the field unless they can get them removed, of course, after the races, that is. But that will have to be reviewed as well then after the Grand Prix there. But so far we can only go by what we've got on the screen as well there. But that is the situation as it stands then. Legend then in P5, sorry, is now 1.8 seconds behind Equaz. Then Equaz has done 30 laps now on his hard compound tyres. They must be screaming out there then for Equaz as well here. But a Legend, can he get himself into the mix then for P4? Then he is closing in then, and he's only got we've only got 3 more laps to go here. Then no, 4 more laps. It's lap 53. I thought it was going to go on to lap 54, but it wasn't, because it's already done that. It's lap 53 then, 3 and a bit more laps, then 3.5 more laps to go here then in Shanghai. Then let's see what's going to happen then in the top of the order. Then I think it will stay as it is for the time being, unless Kaz has got more penalties. No, he's got 3 seconds, as has Marsky, as has Vessia then, and as has Emerson as well. So Emerson will lose out then to Vintage as it stands then. Tori then is not in the 1 second window, but he would still inherit those positions, I think, then compared to, along from Vessia and Marsky. Then Reflection might just be outside of that window as it stands as well then, but if he can use the pace then of those slightly younger hard compound tyres, then potentially Reflection could sneak his way through and try and pass his teammate and potentially Marvsky as well. Then we'll wait and see how it all plays out then. That's a Williams, then that is Tori then off in the background, and goodness me, then he's gone miles off there at the exit of into sector 3. Cost him a bit of time as well. Then he's just going to try and hold on to those tyres. Then he's only got another 3.25 laps to go then, I should say. Legend then, I think, did just about catch up. He has just about caught up then to Equaz as well then, and he's bringing Marvsky. Then he's bringing Vessia and Tori then and Reflection all back into this fight as well potentially here. Then goodness me, as we go through into the hairpin corner, then there's yellow flags. Then that is for oh God, he's just driven over the circuit there, right in front of Emerson. It was like them as we head through then into lap 54. But my God, then what a race it's been. A chaotic race to say the least, hasn't it? With a safety car early on as well then, and all sorts of things going on in terms of battling and strategy as well then. It's been a real mix as well indeed. But now we've got Legend, and he's looking to line up a move for P4 on the championship contender. Then of course Equaz in P2 in the driver's standing. Equaz wants to hold on to this position for as long as he can. Then he's going to have to do it for at least 2 more laps, or 2.5 more laps. as we head into Sector 2 now. Then now we've got Marvsky challenging as well. Then Vessia's dropped off slightly as we head through into Sector 2. Then Tori as well then is struggling on those older medium compound tyres. Then he's now got Reflection for company heading through into Sector 2. You can see that rear wing of the Golf Williams then. It's a fantastic livery indeed from Tori. But the Golf Williams then is going to be under pressure indeed from the green machine of the Aston Martin. Then pit stop then for Mushroom, then into the box he comes then to call it down the soft compound tyres. Then a new call there down at Ferrari, then potentially for a new set of soft compound tyres there as we come out of the as he comes out of the pit lane. I think he'll be just ahead then of the race leader, then Srivatsa then going through onto lap 55, the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, then leading by just under 6 seconds then from Kaz. Kieran then another 6 seconds or so away then in P3. Then we've got Legend who has passed Equaz now for P4. Then Legend on a charge then here in China then, and looking strong then for both Haas and Kick Sauber as it stands here. And Equaz is going to try and fight then and try and hold on then to P5, but Marvsky might be looking to try and get himself into the mix for this position as we go through to turn 1. Penultimate lap underway then, but no moves made there as it stands as well then. We might have a move actually with Reflection and Tori, not quite. Then Marvsky and Equaz now. Marvsky goes down the inside at turn 3, then he makes the position stick as well. Then P5 for him. Then of course penalties then will promote Equaz back up into P5 anyway. But of course unless they can make the gap, then Lewis Riley's back in the pit lane. Yeah, I was going to say I thought Lewis Riley might be lapped then if that was the case then, but no, he has not been lapped. A race leader then has not lapped Mushroom, I don't think either. So Mushroom is still on the lead lap of the Grand Prix. Marvsky then is Marvsky put on a bit of a mission. He's been on good form then as well. Then he has got the gap now over Tori as well. So he will lose out a position with the penalty then to Equaz, but he will lose out only one position. Then he will get P6 then as it stands. And he's got DRS then on Legend as well to protect his position, and Equaz is going to be struggling then on his older hard compound tyres, and he's got 33 laps, and at the end of this lap on those hard compound tyres 34 then if he can get them to the end of this race, then hopefully he can and doesn't get a last lap puncture. That would be absolutely horrible news indeed. Vessia then is not going to lose any positions then as well, with Tori then out of that 3-second window. Reflection sneaks through then for P8, then down the inside into the hairpin and takes away that spot then from the Williams driver. Then on the exit then the harder compound tyre, the younger hard compound tyre then has got that position done and dusted then as well. Then although he's gone wide, it's not a penalty then as it stands in. But the question is as well then, as Equaz has passed Vessia has passed Equaz, the question is as well then if Reflection can get himself within that 3-second gap then with Vessia and potentially Marvsky as well. Then we'll wait and see. Then Marvsky is carried on, then he's now trying to get in the fight with Legend as well for that P4 position. The final lap is underway here in Shanghai, and I'm going to have to double check where I'm looking as well then in the near future, because I'm not sure. Mushroom is faster than the race leader, which is great stuff indeed, as we head through then as well then on the final lap then into the final tour then of Sector 2 then for Marvsky. Then he is putting the pressure on Legend, but he doesn't need to worry, does Legend, because penalties then are not a problem for him then as it stands. Then those tyres then just nursing into the end of the Grand Prix then is the challenge there as well. Then Kieran then is going to hold on to the final podium place. Then Legend is bringing that gap down, but it's not enough then unfortunately at this stage of the Grand Prix. Then Kaz is going to hold on to P2 as we head through then into the hairpin for the final time then of the Shanghai International Grand Prix. And what a race indeed it's been then as well. Then there's been ups and downs to say the least. Then Srivatsa then out of the final corner. Then Mushroom sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix then. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then Srivatsa out of the final corner then wins in Shanghai then for the Haas team. Then fantastic stuff indeed. And there we go then. Brilliant stuff then for Srivatsa then into the top step. Then Kaz then inherits P2. Good race from him as well. The penalties then were not enough. Then Kieran holds on to P3 then in the end then as well. Then Legend then is fighting Marvsky over the line. Then he finishes P4. Then Equaz P5 with no penalties. Then Marvsky P6. Reflection beats his teammate Vessia then in P8. Then Tori in P9. Vintage P10, then Emerson P11 there. Lewis then is looking to go for fastest lap of the race. Then Styles then is going to cross the line at some point as well. Then Tori has left the session. Styles then is going to be P14, then Mushroom in P13, then Lewis Riley P12 in the end. Goodness me. Wow, that was chaotic, wasn't it, to say the least? But there we go then. We'll wait and see then. Can Lewis or Mushroom secure the fastest lap in the Grand Prix? We'll wait and see now then. Heading through then into the final corner then. Lewis will see the checkered flag then. Oh dear, I thought he nearly went too wide then as well on the exit then. He has got the fastest lap in the Grand Prix then. Hungry Style has left the session. Mushroom then to cross the line as well then. But fantastic stuff indeed then. I'm going to have to rush off because I need to go to the bathroom. But decent, says Equise there. Good stuff indeed. And well done indeed, Mushroom then. Oh dear, no, don't DNF then. Don't DNF there, Mushroom, but there we go. Hopefully he can get himself to the checkered flag from there then. Srivatsa then, our fantastic race winner indeed then, has claimed the top spot there as well then. And well, there we are then as well then. Both Kick Sabres on the podium as well for the Green Machines then. Brilliant stuff indeed. And there we are. That'll be that for the Singapore Chinese Grand Prix then here in Shanghai. We are done and dusted tonight then. We were just waiting for Mushroom to finish the race then. So, or eventually it will run out of time, won't it then? So eventually we'll be able to get this over with. But there we go. And right then, congratulations to everybody who finished the race here tonight then. And there we are then. We are finally done here in Shanghai now then. And I can go to bed then. Goodness me. Well, congratulations then. We'll see you back in a week's time then as well then for some more action as well then. But so stay tuned then for ALR. Of course, tomorrow night then we're in Zandvoort then for gold. Then on the Tuesday night, sorry, with silver as well. And then on the Wednesday with bronze as well then. Good stuff good stuff for the rest of the week. Then of course in a week's time then we're going to be heading into Monza, I think then, for the 100% league as well. So stay tuned for that then. There'll be plenty more action coming up then on ALR then, and we will see you very soon.